Boom. We should be go. Let me get you that link real quick. As soon as it pops up
Alrighty.
here, I'll be able to share the link. And then no rush because people start coming in. Then we'll see them start chatting and stuff, and then we can start talking. So we
Okay.
can just kind of chit chat until then if you want, or whatever you want to talk about, brother.
Oh, I'm cool. Whatever. Hey, I'm
Yep.
just here, man. But you
Nice.
take lead, brother.
Oh,
I'm new to
amazing.
this. This is
Yep,
yeah.
definitely. Oh, this is gonna be good. Let's see. So we got that. Let me get you the link here real quick.
Now,
Let's
will
see.
the link go in the live part of
What do
the
you mean?
welcome to live? It says that's where you'll put it
Um,
in
yes, yep.
Discord. Okay.
No, I was gonna put it in Discord, but I can probably put it in the chat too here. So just give me 1 second. I can probably put it in either
Well, yeah, that's what I
space.
was saying. The chat, when I because the little screen, I'm new to this, so the little
Mm-hmm.
screen that I'm looking at, it got the little text bubble or message bubble at the bottom. I hit it. Is that the
Okay,
area
let's
you'll
see. I
put it in?
copied it. Let's see if this is it. This might be the link right here. Ooh, I don't know. What did that do? No, nope, nope. Nope, that's my stream key. Nope, don't put that in there. Okay. Let's
Okay.
see. Where is the link to
Oh, I see where I backed out.
okay, hold on. I gotta find the oh yeah,
Where we
here.
talk.
Open a new tab. Did you say you wanted me to send it in Discord or in YouTube
I mean,
chat?
it. I'm on Discord right now. I
Okay.
didn't.
Either way, it doesn't matter. It's just as soon as I grab it here. Yep. Okay, now we should be able to grab the link. Yep, there it is. Share. Okay, got it. All right. Copy. All right, I'm coming over to Discord to put it in there.
Okay.
All right. Paste. Uh. Okay, that should be it. Oh, why did it come up? Nope, nope, nope. Why did it come up with that? Hold on, let me just delete that. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't know why. That's what we just did. That was the podcast we just did. And so, let me see. I probably have to hit the reset button. So, let me just go back to here. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. I'm a ding dong. I absolutely clicked on the stream from earlier, man. I wasn't even paying attention.
Good. Big good,
There
brother.
it is. I clicked on the wrong one. All right, here we are. 1 second. Now I got the right one. All right, copy. Nice. David, what's going on, brother? The 7 MUA Smokey, that's David. His name is David in the chat.
Okay.
I
Chat
I don't know
on
on YouTube.
YouTube. Okay. I'm only
So
on Discord
so
because I'm on my phone. So
right. So you won't see any of the chat, so I'll have to read you chat if you're just going to be on Discord,
hold on. Let
which
me.
is fine. But you
Yeah.
can go back over to. I don't know how it works on your phone actually. Here you go. There's the link though for sure. Yep,
Okay.
there we go.
Okay.
Oh man, and then I didn't even finish the title, but that's okay. I can change that right now while we're doing this. Let me go back and keep fixing this. What's up, everybody? Welcome in. We are going to get started here in just a moment. Oh yeah. Sorry guys, just getting everything set up here. Takes me a
No
minute.
worries. So I did click on the link for YouTube.
You,
So
you,
should I just stay in Discord or?
I don't know. You're still here. You're still talking to me. So if you click the link, are you already looking at YouTube right now? And you're still in
Mm-hmm.
Discord? Okay, then yeah, you're still here, man. You may not be able to see your video now, but you're just fine. There we go. Um, let's see. I don't know. Do you want me to would you rather me call you Smokey, or would you rather go by Anthony here?
You can. It don't matter. Whatever you're comfortable with. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
I mean, I've always called you Smokey ever since that
I
we've known
know.
each other. So
I
I'm
know. So
I'm
I'll probably
perfectly
just still call you Toots. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, and that's fine too. Most people in here know me as Toots too, so it's just fine.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I was just curious if sometimes when we're in a place like this, some people prefer to be addressed by their name instead of their tag or something, and I give everybody the option whenever we come in here.
Okay.
Right, okay, so we got the title. Let's see. Let's just make sure everything else is good here. Fellowship. Yep. All right. All right. So we're saving that. Nice. All right. I think everything is go here. Welcome everybody.
Awesome.
Nice. David, I don't know if you've seen, but we went ahead and took your topic that you asked about. So, is there more than one God? So, if you guys want to comment on that, obviously just comment whatever you want. But I've been telling you guys that we have a very special guest tonight. Um, my friend, I know him as Smokey. His name is Anthony, but like I said, we were just talking. I've called him Smokey ever since we've known each other. And so, just out of habit, I'm sure I will continue to call him that. But either way, you address him as Smokey or Anthony or whichever. And we just want to say welcome.
Hello, everybody.
And let's see. We've been we've talked a couple times, but we've actually we haven't talked for, I'd say, not quite a year, but something close to a year, you would say, before the last couple weeks.
Roughly. Yeah, it's roughly been
Yeah.
a year.
And so you want to just tell people a little bit about your story?
Uh, yeah, sure. I'll just start from over the last year, what's happened in my life.
All right.
As far as me going into a Christ or Jesus centered rehab to help me kick my addictions and get closer to God. And yeah, so that's what I've been working on the last year. Um, Learning to put God first once again, which that's how I was taught growing up. But as we get older and go through things, I fell off and went other directions. Drugs, alcohol, whatever, whatnot. Yeah, and wasn't really during my addiction. Wasn't really a nice guy. Wasn't a good dad. Wasn't a good husband. Was regardless of what happened in my marriage. I was the man that was supposed to be the leader, and I wasn't. So this year has been um, very beneficial. It's also been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I was in the military, Navy, boot camp, fought fires on boats, and yet this is still the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. Was to totally submit everything in my life to God and give God
Mm-hmm.
control over everything in my life. Because I mean, yes, I was in a rehab, but it was my choice. Like I could have left at any given time, any time I wanted to, but I just knew that wouldn't be beneficial.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. That's I had to finish what God started, and yeah, I just graduated just this past April 4th, and been clean a year, and here I am, man. Let God change my life, put Jesus first, and
Mm-hmm.
here I am, man. Better, a new man.
Absolutely amazing, brother. Sojo was asking if you had a YouTube channel.
I personally do not know.
Okay. Yeah, he's on Discord. We're on Discord, Sojo, so he's not even on YouTube live right now.
Okay.
But he may have one in the future because as we keep doing this kind of stuff, I think that he'll probably be a reoccurring figure in these situations with us, you guys. Me and Anthony have been very close for a long time, and occasionally we've taken some time off and spent some time going our own ways. But it does seem like inevitably we always come back in searching for that kinship or that friendship in each other that we've had for quite some time. And it's always like when we do return to that, it's like we never left.
Right.
It's like we've been side by side the whole time, and it just feels supernatural. And like I said, our friendship is natural like that. It hasn't been a hard time or a battle to get through it. So it's one of those few where I don't feel like we've had to struggle to remain friends.
I've been quite easy, man. Just
Hmm.
like you and I have always gotten along, like always.
Yeah. And one of the interesting things is too, obviously we're similar age, we're very close to the same age. And man, it's very interesting that we both set into these journeys almost kind of at the same time.
Right, man.
Uh
Right. Almost pretty much simultaneously too.
yeah, yes, Labola, this is Smokey, the special guest indeed, brother. Welcome. Labola is a very common fixture around here.
Oh yeah. Hello, Lobola.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been going to Bond longer than I have.
Oh really? That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. So he knows what's going on. But yeah, so yeah, our like I said, our friendship has been supernatural. So like it just hasn't been difficult. And I know you guys know that sometimes it's hard to like to please friends and to, seem to do what's right. But it seems like when you have somebody like that where it just you don't have to work at it, it seems like there's such a better relationship, and then there's no animosity between us even when we don't talk
Never.
for periods of time. Yeah, we just we come back to it, and man, it is absolutely perfect. So but yeah, we started going through this journey of returning to God, and we didn't even know it. We didn't know it until we kind of
Sure
came
didn't.
because yeah, because I think we were kind of on one of those hiatuses from each other,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. Yes, we were.
we're where we hadn't talked for maybe a few months. I don't know how long it was. Months. I don't think it was years or anything, but it was a few months since we had talked, maybe 6 months, or I don't know. I can't really remember. But I remember that I had just started, I think, going to Bond, and I had just started my journey. And I think when we came back, if I remember right, I was kind of telling you about that situation that I was going
Yeah,
through at the
yeah.
time,
I remember.
and at that same time, um, and I'll let Anthony tell the story, but I think he was going through some really deep stuff at home too, and I believe it was the father calling him at that same moment. Now, what if for whatever reason the coincidence that it happened to be kind of at that same moment or one shortly after the other, it's pretty deep, and then so basically we talked for a very short time. I think maybe just a couple months in there in between before he then started this journey of going to the rehab and stuff. But
Hmm.
uh that stuff, do you mind talking? I know it's a little
Not at
personal, so
all.
if you don't want to talk
No,
about
it's
it, it's
cool.
it's fine.
It's
But
cool.
what was
I'm open
what
book.
was going on in your
Well,
household at that time?
well, as you know, too, because you knew what was going on. My daughter's mother, my current wife, we're not divorced yet, but there was a lot of infidelity on her part, which was
Hmm.
very stressful for me. And it all came to a head. What was it, December of 24? While my
Hmm.
grandmother was dying in hospice, I found out she was having another affair.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
right. I
kind
remember that.
of, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So, that kind of pushed me over the edge, took me to a really, really, and especially it culminated with her grandma's, with her actual death, which was in December 8th, 24. Um, and I just, after she died, and I didn't have the best relationship with my mother. You also are familiar with that, Toots.
Hmm.
Uh, it 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 sent me to a dark place, the darkest place I've ever been in my life, man. I even contemplated suicide. My daughter actually heard me say that I wanted to kill myself, man. Just being with this woman who I wanted a family so bad with, to provide my daughter something I never had, a mother and a father in the same house, but constantly not being able to trust her. It just it does something mentally. And then with the death of, because my grandmother raised me, and she was the most important earthly being to me in my life. So her death, it it uh it 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 shook me to my core, bro. It took me to a place I've never been. Like I don't it, like I was in such a dark place too. So I think you kind of remember a little bit. And
Hmm.
I was suicidal a little bit. And my mother, after my daughter heard me say that, she notified my mother. My mother actually called the police and pink slipped me. They came and got
Yeah.
me and took me to the crazy house. Went through that whole process, and um, when it was time to return back home, before they release you, they call home and say, "Hey, do you feel safe?" They didn't feel safe with me at home, so I couldn't
Mm,
return home. I actually ended up at a homeless shelter for 3 days, 2 nights,
mm-hmm.
before I found this place called Restore Addiction Recovery, which is in Akron, Ohio. Um, and I checked in there April 11th, 2025, which is actually my clean date. And yeah, it's been a journey since then. I'm technically still, I graduated, but I'm still affiliated with the program. I'm at their like sober living house
Mm-hmm.
where I was at the place. They're a nonprofit, so all the residents are assigned jobs. We have work partners, so you're assigned a job, and if your job likes you, and I'm a hard worker, man. So
Mm-hmm.
they actually hired me on full time after I graduated. So right now, I was approved to stay at the sober living house an extra 3 months, rent free, so I can just work and save money to prepare myself to move on and get my me and Emma, my daughter, and myself our own little apartment. So starting all over, man. Gonna get this divorce going. It's
Yeah.
gonna be Emma and me. So yeah, that's kind of where I am right now.
Yeah. I don't know if you mentioned it, but can you talk about a little bit what happened with your daughter when all that went down?
While I was at uh throughout the year, it always seemed like there was things because I've always been there for my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime she's been sick, the hospital, I mean, the ambulance rides, I was always there with her on my chest. Like I've always been there for my daughter anytime she needed her father. And going through this program, I wasn't able to do that. And she had act like, okay, well, for example, in October of last year, actually it's towards the end of September of last year, she freak accident at school after school, just playing on some slippery, wet grass, fell, actually severely dislocated her knee and tore a ligament.
Mm.
And she was crying for her dad. And with this program, I can't just leave and I couldn't just leave and go there. And that was tough for me. That's like one of the first times I learned submission and giving things over to God. And yeah, that was tough. But you know, because the first thing I wanted to do was leave the program. I'm out of here. I got to go to be with
Mhm.
my daughter. And then I felt God on my heart. It's that's what I wanted to do. That was my first initial thought, but I didn't. Like for some reason,
Yeah.
I just stayed here
Yeah.
and dealt with it, bro. Like dealt with my hearing my daughter crying and I'm not being there. But I was able to. She actually had surgery the week after her 14th birthday. Her birthday is in October, so a week after her 14th birthday, she has knee surgery, and I was able not for the surgery, but I was there. Her surgery was on a Friday, so we're allowed home passes, and you go to work, come home pass starts at 5. So by the time I was able to get to leave the facility, her surgery was over. But I met my
Mhm.
mother at her house and was able to help her out the car and
Nice.
yeah, and I was there, and it was
Nice.
crazy because children when they're on anesthesia, we saw seen the videos where they say weird stuff, and
Yeah.
she was happy, she started crying, and then she was like, "Dad, where was you? You wasn't there for me," and all that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she was on anesthesia, you know what I'm saying? But that's
Oh, yeah.
still,
No, I completely understand. Yeah. Yeah,
you know.
absolutely. And I was kind of talking about before that.
Hmm.
Uh, and again, like I say, if anything's too personal, you just tell me.
Hmm.
I'm just I just want to get as deep as we can with it. But that spirit that was in your ex-wife,
That Jezebel spirit.
it was so deep that not only did she turn her back on you, but also your daughter, if I'm not correct.
Well, yeah, actually, oh no, man, no. So this is yeah, this was
Go ahead. I'm listening. I just got to turn
okay.
my air on. I'll be right back.
No, you're good. So this was before all this happened with my grandmother. She actually, what was it, back in 2016? After a year into our marriage, had a whole affair, and literally she moved in with the guy and just didn't abandon. She just didn't talk to Emma. She abandoned Emma for 3 years. She didn't talk to her daughter for 3 years. So it was just,
Yeah, that's right. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
remember that? So that
Yep.
was in 20. So from about 2016, 17, probably, yeah, for about 3 years. And then, I just, you know, the whole forgiveness thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, well, let me forgive her, and I wanted my family back together, man. That's what I
Yep.
wanted. I wanted, I was raised by my grandmother, my father, my father, they're never together my entire life. So I just was trying to provide something for my daughter I did not have, and it just didn't work, man.
Yep.
Like I said, she abandoned her for 3 years. I ended up after that was like, okay, let's try this again, and it was just not. I believe you were there. We were in communication when I got back with Randy for all
Hmm.
those years ago, back in what was it, 2018 now?
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
the
something
end of
like that.
2018? Yeah.
Hmm.
So, and it just hasn't been. It just hasn't been good, man. You know my struggles
Yep.
too. Like
Yeah.
it was always,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And then this last time when this all went down, was it a similar situation as that, where she had stepped out again, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, or something, to, or not
Yeah.
really, but like was in the act of, or thinking about it, or just.
Well, okay. So we'll go Cinco de Mayo 3 years ago. Um, I found out my best friend died. My best friend that was
That's
in
right.
Ohio, here in Ohio, and
Yep.
then that same day I found out he died. I found out she was talking to some other guy. Like I
That's right.
just happened to look at her phone. I picked her phone up to go hand it to her, and all these messages, and I'm like, so I look, and yeah, so she's involved with some other guy. I kicked her out probably for about 2 months or so, and then I'm just
Hmm.
like, I don't know if it was me afraid to be alone at that time. You know what I'm saying too? It's like I was
Yep.
so used to her being there, Emma,
Absolutely.
us, and so I was like, screw it. And what the crazy thing is, Emma and I were thriving without her. Like
Hmm.
Emma till this day will say, "You should. Why'd you bring her back? You should have. You
Yep.
should have left her where she was at." Like to this, she literally said it to me this week. We was
I
talking about it.
remember that.
So yeah, so I brought her back, and then it just, you know, found out when my grandmother wasn't, like I said, dying in hospice in 2024.
Yeah. That's right. So
She
that
was
so
at
that
the
all
hotel.
happened yeah, that all happened before your grandma's situation. Then after that all happened, and then that was like, that really set it off with your grandma, and that pushed you over the edge right there. That was like the
Yeah.
final straw right then.
Yes, it
And
was.
it's pretty deep that your daughter sees that. It's so rare that a child sees their mother, and what they're doing, that they don't overlook those things of the mother like that. It's very rare that a child, can see past that to see what, that evil inside their mothers,
Yes,
especially
yes,
daughters.
yes.
It's very
I
difficult
know.
for
I
daughters
know.
to see that. So, bravo to her for just, paying attention to what's going on. I mean, that truly is deep, that someone, that has relied on their mom like that their whole life can see past we know that, yeah, she's my mom, but that doesn't make her a good person.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
definitely.
yeah, that's absolutely amazing. And so, uh now your daughter is not living with her at all, though.
Well, no, she's with her now because my
Oh,
mother,
okay.
and that was another thing. Like another thing I had to submit and let go to God, right? Because after she had surgery in October, she was with my mother the entire time because my wife, I'm not gonna say her name, but she doesn't have a license. She doesn't have a car.
Hmm.
Anyway, she couldn't do it. She couldn't take Emma to her appointments that she needed. So from October through like pretty much until the first of this year, Emma was with my mother.
Yeah.
Um, and when my mother, her job changed a little bit, she had a little more responsibilities added. So she was to start traveling. And with her traveling, Emma couldn't stay there. So
I see.
when my mother was broke it to me, that which my mother didn't want her to go there anyway, but I mean, my mom has to work, so I was ready then again to leave the program because
Yeah.
here comes daddy to save the day type thing, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That was my biggest struggle then, was I did because I did not want her to go back to her mother's.
Hmm.
So I actually, when I was contemplating, because I was actually setting things up through the program to just now with the job I have, I loved it. But if you don't graduate, you're not going to get hired on there. So I
Uh-huh.
was trying to make other moves, and through that the connections I've met through in this program.
Yeah.
And one day I'm just sitting there, and on my heart again, it's like I felt God say, "Oh, what? You don't trust me with your daughter?" And I was like, "Oh,
Yeah. That's deep.
okay, yes." So, okay, God, I heard that, and now I'm going to stay here and not do anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was really meant to finish this program, man, and to let Him complete the work He began in me
Absolutely.
while in this
Yep.
program. So, yeah.
Definitely. Because you have to, because the other stuff was just a thought. All that was
Mhm.
going on in your head, that was all thought. And if you would have submitted to that thought and given up, Satan would have won. In that
Amen.
moment, he would have had your heart right back had you given up.
Hmm.
Some of the guys in the chat, they're asking if you mind if they ask you some questions through chat.
Man, shoot, go ahead.
Yeah, so
Whatever.
you guys go ahead and ask, and as I come to them, I will read the question. Unless
Yeah, you
unless
read
he
it out.
sees
You
it
read
ahead
it
of
too
time.
between twos.
Yeah, I'll read it though as we go, and yeah,
Yeah.
anything you guys want to ask, ask, and if it's too personal, he'll tell you, and if not, then you'll get the answer. So, that was Labola asking if he could ask some questions, and then Lan says, he did the same thing going back with his kid, and it ended up making it worse because he hadn't
Hmm.
overcome. Anytime we do that and we hadn't overcome, we get angry and then we pass that spirit of anger on. It's inevitable.
Hmm.
Until we overcome that spirit of anger, we can't even fix ourselves. There's no way we can give that love to someone else. We don't have it
Amen.
for ourselves. So
Right.
let's see. Lance says, no one is good except for the father, but scripture does say that those who choose mother, father, wife, or husband, son, or daughter over God is not worthy of the kingdom, which feels harsh. Honestly, oh, really? You think that feels harsh? No, I think that's the perfect order. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, one over child. You must put God first
Yeah.
over
Yeah. And
wife,
I
over.
wasn't doing that. I all that time
Mhm.
through all the and I told you that. And like we talked about it, like I put my wife above God, man, and it's like He took I put everything above Him at that point in time, and He took all that
Yeah,
away from me. You know,
yeah.
He took everything I put above Him. He took away from me, bro.
Absolutely.
So
He's got to take it all so that way you can see. And then he'll
yes.
give you everything when he gives you that
Hmm.
kingdom.
Amen.
Labola says if Smokey could talk to his younger self, what would he say now that he's overcoming?
If I could talk to my younger self, always keep God first, man. Regardless,
Mm,
in the good times and the bad times, don't give up. Like, don't just stay. Just lean on the Lord. Like, press into Him when things get harder. Lean harder, press harder into God and into His Word and everything. Don't you know? Um, don't just turn your back on Him as far as because that's what I did. I can only say what I did. And in the tough
yeah,
times, I ran to the drugs and alcohol. You know,
yeah,
so that's what I seen all the men in my life do, and it was like my comfort zone, and that's what that was. When things were good, I was in the Bible, going to church, doing all this and all that.
oh
And as soon
yeah,
as something tough came
man,
along, yeah,
that's
I went the other
deep.
way.
That is so deep, brother. That is absolutely one of the deepest things. Seeing that you could possibly do is seeing that you were doing that in yourself. Man, that's
Hmm.
exactly what God wants from you. He wants you to be able to see those mistakes so you can admit you were wrong, so that way you can go and forgive, and then He can forgive you and bring you back to the kingdom. So,
Amen.
yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Ace
I
said,
see.
hey, Smokey, I'm very grateful you're here on stream, overcoming and seeing a brighter path.
Thank you,
Very
Ace.
kind,
I
Ace.
appreciate that, man. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Oh, let me see. I think I can see some of these.
Yeah, go ahead. Read anything you want to, man.
It says Sojo damage control. He must have been in the Navy. Yeah,
Uh,
I was a
he,
whole maintenance technician.
yeah, he may have been in the military.
Yeah,
He
he
may have
if he's
mentioned
in
that.
damage control, he knows a little something
Yeah.
because it was damage control when I mentioned fighting fire. So man, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
So,
Thank you guys.
speaking on that, talking to your younger self. I
Hmm.
can tell you that if I would have known that those thoughts in my head, what was going on up there, and that that's how Satan tricks us, man, I just think if we knew that at a younger age, at least then we could start seeing it ahead of time. I'm not saying that
Yes.
we would have had the wherewithal to really, truly, fully overcome at that moment, but
Right. Right.
man,
Right.
until we can see, we're blind. We
Amen.
cannot until we know what's going on. We don't have a clue. We're just completely lost, and we're giving into Satan. And the whole time we're thinking it's God. We're thinking we have this love. We're thinking we have God, and the whole time we're sitting there talking to the devil. And I just, if I would have known that at a younger age, I just feel like that would have put me in a state where at least I could have paid attention to myself and watched those thoughts and watch what was going on in my head instead of because I can tell, and me and Smokey, we had a very similar past, right? We both lived the party life, the wild
Mm-hmm.
life, the woman life, the drug life, all of those things, the
Mm-hmm.
alcohol life, the friends life, all of these identities, and I see that they're all identities now, but I think we went through a lot of that same identifying with all those different things, and then I think that we found that kinship in each other as well, with that,
Yes.
seeing that we had both been through stuff like that, and so and again that just makes it even deeper now that we're almost going through this same journey at the same time as well.
Yes. It definitely does, man. It's definitely it's God doesn't make mistakes, man, and He puts people in each other. He puts us in each other's lives for a reason, man. And we may not
Yeah.
have saw or seen all those years ago when we were when we met or whatever, through the
Mhm.
game or whatnot. But it's all coming full circle now, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, you guys, Smokey and I have, excuse me, we've done online gaming for a long time. And everybody knows here for the most part that that's how this channel started and that we've
Hmm.
grown from that. And that, I mean, basically, we haven't even played games lately because this is just,
Hmm.
like I'm saying, guys, the hearts of man is what the number one thing is here now. And I realized that through doing this, that this is the journey that God sent me on. But I don't take away the gaming part of it because, man, that's what got us here.
Yeah,
That
right.
is the
That's what brought us
journey that
together, bro.
got us here. Yeah, and I think and if you're ashamed of that or if you think someone's going to judge you for it, then you're still lost. You can't have
Amen.
those thoughts. You have to see you got to let go of all that thought and you have to just let people see it so that way they can see that you're not, hiding yourself, that you're not a liar, that you're not all these things. Even though some people don't agree with me, I think that most people can see that I speak from the heart and that what I know is true, and so I think that there's a mutual respect between a lot of us, even when we don't agree at the end of the day. And
Hmm.
that's pretty nice here. Let's see. Read a couple of these questions here. Sojo said
Hmm.
he was in the, what did he say here? The United States Air Force, he said.
Oh, so Sojo was. Thank you for your service, bro.
You know, let's see. Okay, that's Landon David talking. Let's see. Sojo said, Smokey, my point was you were responsible for protecting the ship. You were damage control.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ was damage control for Smokey.
Yeah, he
Amen.
was. Amen. Yes, he was.
Nice. Labola says addiction seems to be a common ailment as a prerequisite of overcoming.
I
Nice.
mean,
Well, I think it
I
is
get it.
because I think
It
that
can
that's
be.
something that most people have to deal with in one form of or another. It's not
Yeah.
always an addiction to drugs, but it's an addiction to love, it's addiction to women, it's addiction to friends, it's addiction to needing something from someone else instead of only needing something from God.
Yeah.
So I think that's a very good point, Lable. It's a very common thing. Addiction controls your heart. You
Definitely
choose
does.
addiction over God is what ends up happening.
Yep. Anything over God. Anything you put over
Yep.
God, man.
Yep. So you're not being present. You're not staying one with the Father. Let's see. Okay, okay. They're talking to each other. A lot of this is just reading. Kevin, what's going on, brother? Welcome. Yeah, they're talking to each other. None of this has to do with us. Okay. Let's
No
see. Ace
worries.
says, Toots, you showed me a new path that I was going, and now I'm doing this I'd never do before. And thank you, Toots. Nice, brother. Very kind words, Ace. It is not
Right.
me, but the
Right.
Father
It
who
is.
works through me. But
Hmm.
brother, I'm so glad that you found that as well. So absolutely amazing.
It is definitely amazing,
Uh,
bro.
yep. Okay, so then we'll just keep going here.
Yeah.
So when you first went in, how important do you think it was to deal with your anger and overcome the anger?
Um, it was very important, man, because, eh, and I'm gonna tell you what, I was angry probably for the first 12 months program. I was probably angry for about the first 3 months too. Like, just mad at the everything, mad that I was there, mad that I couldn't be there for my daughter, mad that my
Mhm.
marriage was going down the drain. Just I was angry at everything, man, and angry at myself too. Um, but yeah, you anger, and I've been angry the majority of my life, man. I forget the majority. I pretty much all my life up until now, man.
Mhm.
Like anger was always right up, right underneath the surface for me, man.
Yeah.
Like I was raised seeing violence. I was raised seeing, you know, men put their hands on women,
Oh yeah.
domestic violence. Like was raised around drugs, people getting high, people blowing weed smoke in my face at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I was
And I
just
mean,
in my
if I remember right, I think you said that maybe your dad was an addict as well.
oh yeah, me and my dad has sniffed cocaine together, boy. So yeah,
Yeah.
we definitely have gotten high together, and I've seen him get high my whole life. He died the day he died. He was high. You know what I'm saying? He
Yeah.
died when I was 29. I'm 46 now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And did
every
you
man in
forgive
my
him?
life. Yeah, I did. And
Uh,
you know what's crazy? There's it's called Celebrate Recovery. It's like a group like AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, but it's called Celebrate Recovery, where they let you know. Because with AA and NA, it's a God of your understanding. With Celebrate Recovery, they tell hey, it's Jesus. I believe Jesus, God. That's my who my higher power is.
yeah.
So I signed up for a step study program through them, and we actually went on a retreat, like a weekend retreat. Everybody in that step study, and then we were watching sermons about forgiveness, and it was crazy because I always take notes when I watch sermons, so I was taking
Hmm.
notes. And then afterwards, we was talking about it, and then I just had like a revelation, like man, my father's been dead since '09, so it's like I never even thought about forgiving him or that I had to forgive him,
Mm,
but it was put on my heart then and there, like you need to forgive your father, and just right then
absolutely.
and there, like I said, he's long gone, but I right
Yeah.
then and there I prayed and spoke to God. It's like what I forgive my father.
That's
So yes,
amazing. I've
I've forgiven.
I think a lot of people don't understand that the way we return to the Father in heaven is through our fathers on earth.
Hmm.
So I think a lot of people don't get that, and I think a lot of people, when they hold resentment towards specifically their parents, but the father is responsible for us overcoming that spirit, and
Mm.
so we do need the father to be that guiding light because most of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, and not all probably, but most of the time the mother cannot lead a child out of that spirit. So we do need the father to do that, and we're supposed to do that through that. So when you grow up in that life, and it's very difficult to see that you need to overcome that spirit when when you have a parent that's going through that same thing. So it's no
Hmm.
surprise that it takes us 40 years when our parents couldn't do it, and we're
Right.
doing. Think about that. Think about how deep that is, Smokey. We are doing something that our fathers couldn't do.
I know, man. I
They
know.
didn't
I
have the
know.
strength to do it,
I
and here
know.
we are doing it. So we're we're
That's
we're
amen.
changing. Yeah, we're changing the future. We're going to change the future for it, and hopefully our children, and hopefully their children ahead, so that way they can see that they can overcome these things too. Because
Hmm.
again, just like we were saying before, had I known that what was going on, I would have forgiven my dad long ago for all
Yeah,
that.
I know,
Uh,
right? I know.
and my dad was like, it's not like he was ever abusive to me, or he never led me down the wrong path. He never allowed me to use or anything like that in front of him. But I can tell you, he was not strong enough to stay with me to teach me how to overcome that spirit of anger. And
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the main thing. He could have done anything if he would have shown me how to overcome. It would have changed my whole life. And
I know,
so
right?
just like that, even though because most people don't see that, and so they say, well, my dad was fine, he never did anything, so I don't have anything to forgive him for. But if you have anger, especially if you have anger, but if you have hate in your heart, if you have anger, if you have depression or anxiety or fear or loneliness or guilt, all of them are from Satan, and every
Yes.
single one of them, our fathers are supposed to teach us how to overcome those.
Yep.
So we must forgive them. We must forgive the mother, because that spirit that was given to her in the garden, she doesn't do it on purpose, but
Hmm.
obviously there's a reason we have to be born again of the Father. I think most
Yes.
people see that, and the reason is when you're born through the spirit of the mother, that's what happens. And again, it's not the mother's fault. It is what happened in the garden, and then that just keeps on going. So
Yes, it
let's
does.
see. Lan says, when I was in AA some years back, they just said you had to have a higher power, and it always ended with the Lord's Prayer.
Well, yeah, in NA we say the Lord's Prayer at times, but
Uh-huh.
like I have an uncle who's in NA, who's been in NA for 34 years. He's been clean, and he walks me through this and what you should do, what you should say during meetings. And one thing he says is it's fine to say God, but people don't like to hear Jesus. So, and Jesus is an important person to me, and so that I kind of at times have trouble with that. That's why I don't say a lot and share a lot in those meetings.
Mm.
But yeah, so yeah, they say a God of your understanding, which
Mm.
it could be a tree or dang on doorknob, and I
Yeah.
don't
I
get
mean, I
down with
think the
that.
Bible was very clear that the only way to God is through the Son.
Yes.
There
Yeah.
is no other
Very
way.
clear.
So,
Right.
yeah, I think they were very clear in that.
Hmm.
Again, we talk about what people think about what whatever whatever entity they feel is they're dealing. But no matter what it says, for sure that the only way to Him is through me. So I don't know, other people trying to get around it. Again, that's between them and God. I don't judge them.
Hmm.
I only say,
Oh
forgive
yeah.
them, Father. They know not what they do.
Right.
And I see it is for what it is. But I definitely don't judge them. I don't hate them. I love them.
Yeah.
Labola said that most
No, it
AA
did.
and NA places are becoming
Yeah,
non-denominational.
the Oxford group. Oh, I just seen a comment. He said AA and NA started as Christians trying to help. Yeah, the Oxford
Yeah.
group was a group of Christians. That's how it was started with the. That's how AA started. So yeah, it did, and then I don't know. It just I don't know what made them go the way they go now. I guess
Yep. Yeah, Kevin
so.
says forgiveness is huge. Holding on to unforgiveness is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Very nice, Kevin.
Hmm.
Very deep, brother.
Oh wow.
Labola says this is different. Okay, Democrats hate Christians. Every administration pulls funding for AA and sends it to abortion clinics. Wow.
Hmm.
I
Oh
don't.
yeah.
You know what?
Didn't see that one.
That's evil. That's just evil. I don't even care who it is doing it. I don't know if it's Democrats, whatever or whatever. But man, I can tell you that is evil for sure.
Definitely evil. Abortion is to me is a modern day child sacrifice.
Absolutely. And that's one thing I can't understand is these and you can directly link this to politics. Now normally I don't get too political because I'm not into politics no more. That's just a world I don't want any part of. It's a world of hate, it's a world of anger, and I don't want any part
Yeah,
of it. But
it's funny to hear you
um
say that though.
right after all the time and everything that we've
Yeah.
been through, boy, because things used to be different, I can tell you. Smokey knows me before I overcame, so he knows a different side of me. um but the same people that claim to be these devout Catholics and Christians and love God are also the ones that are pro-abortion,
Yeah. Right.
or I guess woman's choice is what they call it in disguise.
Same thing. Same difference.
But they're just pro-murder. Do you find that, how can someone have it in their heart to be okay with taking a human life and then think that they are one with God or that they're doing the right thing? Any idea how someone could be that lost?
The enemy, man. You know
Yeah.
that's the only thing I could say, or how I could put it is
Yeah,
the
Satan
Satan.
surely has a hold of their
Satan.
minds, something fierce,
Yeah,
right? I mean, he has
yeah.
total control of their minds. How could they think for 1 second that that's godly, or that is of God, or anything other than and I can see them at least saying, "Well, I know it's wrong. It's not for me, but I don't make choices for other people." That's one thing. But to go out and openly support it, especially as someone of faith, I think they're just saying they have no faith. That I don't know. I don't know how you could trust anybody who says that they have faith in God and
Hmm.
they're pro-choice. I'm not sure how you
Yeah,
could, and I think
definitely confused.
most politicians claim both, that they on or at least the pro-abortionists claim also that they have faith, and I just find that very odd.
Hmm.
So either
Yes,
side that it comes
definitely
from,
odd.
I'm sure on both sides of the aisle that happens. I'm not judging one side or the other, but whoever does that, I just don't get it. I don't see how could they go to church and um pretend to be decent in there. And that's deep, because then think about all the people that do that exact thing in church, that they just
Hmm.
go, they raise holy hands, they get on their knees, they get all that emotion when singing the gospels, and then they go and they hate. Immediately, as soon as they leave the church, they walk out, they look at their neighbor, and they can't stand them. They're
Yeah,
disgusted by those same people that they just sat in church with and claimed that they loved, and then they
right.
hate them. And
That's
I
those
think that's
lukewarm
a
Christians.
yeah, and and is it not like, I don't know, I just see that more often than, because I've only seen perfect love maybe in a handful of men, maybe 5, and I didn't even see it the first time until I was in my 40s. I had
Yeah.
never seen God's love in another man until I was in my 40s. So what, like, how, I don't know, um how do they see? How is it that somebody, this is a great question. How is it that somebody's lost in that world, do you think, Smokey? How can they overcome and see on their own without somebody like us telling them or guiding them through it? How can somebody do that on their own?
I mean, well, for one, God has to soften your heart, man, and kind of call you to Him, because that's the main reason that we ever even go to,
Yeah.
start believing in God, start going to church, start getting into the Word. Is He calls us to that? Like, we're not doing that on our own. Like, He's calling
Hmm.
us to Him.
Yeah.
So
So
unless
in
their
that way,
hearts are softened,
it's not
go
even
ahead.
us, is it? It's
No,
not even us, is it?
no, no.
Do you,
But
do you
you kind
think
of
that
got to be open to
when
it.
yeah, do you think that when you give up thinking that it is you, that's when God starts to really take control and take over?
You kind of you kind of have to, man. Like, you kind of
Yeah.
have to stop, like, thinking that you're the reason, or that it's you, and
Hmm.
realize that it's God, man.
Yeah, Labola said it's pandering. Yeah, I agree. All that. Yeah,
Definitely.
they they pander, and then they pretend they're Christians or Catholic or whatever faith they are. They pretend that, and then they pretend that they care about women, but they don't care about the that life that's being taken. So it's very confusing. It's a very
Right.
confusing world, and that's one of the reasons I can't be involved in politics anymore. I just can't.
I agree, bro.
It's
I
there is
agree.
so much hate and evil, and man, if you're not in agreement, and I can tell you, and I think you probably know this, spirits love when you're in agreement with them. That
Hmm.
group mentality of anger, that spirit that's going amongst all these people together, that spirit is so happy that they're in agreement.
Yeah.
That spirit absolutely loves what's going on, and they join right in. They are literally worshiping the devil, and they don't even, and they call it God. They sit
Yeah.
there and they go to church and they worship the devil, you guys. I don't know. I think it's very deep though. But these are one of those things I tell you guys about, that God gave us the ability to see it. That's the beautiful part, is that you can see it. And so, how are we supposed to find a church in this day and age? What do you get? What do you think about that, Smokey? I mean, obviously, you seem like you've met some pretty decent people there. Have you seen a way to find a place of worship outside of like fellowship, like kind of what we do here, but it's just a church that you go to that you can actually feel connected with?
I mean, I know that's where you kind of got to have a little bit of discernment and pay attention to pretty much what is being taught at that church. Like my home church now is it's like a Bible teaching church. You know, they kind of teach the Bible. It's not that's all I can really say about that. You kind of just got to have discernment because I've been to a whole bunch of different churches where if it just doesn't feel right, like or you're not the message isn't you're not feeling the message or you just it just doesn't seem right. I mean, try a different church, man. I would keep saying you
Yeah.
just got to keep trying till you find what you feel is right for you and what you know
Mm-hmm.
gives you that feeling like okay, this is God speaking through this man,
Yeah.
or this
Do you
person. Or
do you think that a lot of times with that people are seeking church instead of God?
mm, that's a good question.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I think a lot of people have the whole definition of church or the idea of church a little confused. Like for one
Mm-hmm.
church, it even says it in the Bible that the church isn't a building. Like
Yeah,
it could be where two or more of us are gathered, he is there.
that's
You
right.
know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
we could be sitting in a Starbucks, a couple of us talking about God, and he's there amongst us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think people kind of forget that, and they just get caught up in the whole theatrics of church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dressing nice and
Absolutely.
oh, it's Sunday. Let me listen to my praise and worship music on the way to church, and then and act this way and that way. And as soon as they leave church, they forget all of that.
Yeah,
So
and then they don't change their heart. It's so
no, it's all
interesting
about getting
that
your heart and changing, allowing
yeah.
the spirit in to change
Yep.
your heart.
That's right. Then they don't allow God to change their heart. And Labola says this is church. I think that is so deep, you guys, because I've never considered what we do here the same as like a church, right? So what we do here is different. But man, this fellowship is way deeper than any church I've ever been to. I have never been to, except for going to Bond, and Labola knows this. At Bond, it's a very similar experience to this. And
Mhm.
that's how we got to this point. I saw that when you go and everybody kind of is able to talk without judgment, with love, and we just, we talk about the truth, and then you can see other people overcoming in real time instead of just being preached at. Man, it changes. It totally changes how you look at the situation, how you look at yourself. It gets you involved with what's going on. It doesn't let you just sit there and zone out. It's very interesting because I was watching some videos of people attending a church, and a
Mhm.
very like Bible thumping style church. They're really up there with their, their their preacher style voice, really doing their sermons and getting into it. And you could just see the people, they looked anxious to get out of there. They're
Oh, really?
fidgety, they're moving around, they're shifting in their chairs, they're looking behind them, they're looking here, they're shifting. What
Yeah.
how is that? I don't know. It's almost like you can see they're very uncomfortable. It's like something is telling them that something isn't right, but it's
Something isn't
so
right. Yeah.
ingrained in them that they have to be at church. They don't allow themselves to see the truth behind it.
Right. Right.
And that when they do that, they're actually they're making Satan their god
Mm.
when they do that. It's not, they think they're worshiping God. And this is very deep because this happens a lot in that type of church. They put all their faith into the pastor. They put all
Mhm.
their faith into this preacher or reverend or whatever you want to call them. And then they don't take any time to seek the truth within. They zero truth within. They just take that scripture and they repeat scripture. They know the Bible front and back. Like they're very knowledgeable of the Bible and of church and all these things, but they can't get any wisdom from it because they think that it comes from the preacher. They think that it comes from themselves, and they can't just give in to seeing that it's all God. It's not
Right.
them. It's not the
Right.
preacher. It is beyond any of us. So I think that the part that I have a problem with is that churches aren't telling them
Yeah. Yeah.
that I think shouldn't it be said that hey, you guys, um even though I'm telling you this, don't just sit here and believe me, right? And I say this all the time to chat. Do not just
Hmm.
sit here and take my word for whatever. Go be silent, be still, know God,
Right.
give it to Him, and allow Him to reveal you the wisdom behind any knowledge. The knowledge is fine, but it can't, the knowledge won't get you to God. You must let go of the knowledge to get to God.
Right.
So, let's see. It's church when the concentration is about Jesus, David said. Uh, Anybody can answer that question for me about what is bond? I don't care. Bond is the church is my church. It's the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny, and it is the church that we have fellowship at. It's where I started, where I returned to the Father. It's where all of this that is going on in me. That's where it all began. I saw, for the first time in my entire life, the Reverend there had perfect love. I never
Mm.
seen it, and it blew my mind. It absolutely blew me away. And at that moment, right then, I saw that I was wrong. That I was wrong. That I thought that you had to be angry, or that you had to carry all this, or that it was
Right.
normal to be angry and resentful. And when you see somebody who doesn't have that, and you allow it to, without thought, you don't think about it, but you allow God to show you, man, it's the only thing that matters. It changed me. In that
Yeah.
moment, God
Amen.
worked through him. He worked through that pastor into me and showed me that I needed to admit that I was wrong, so that I could go and forgive, so I could be forgiven. There's only one way to do it. You must forgive, so that way God can forgive you and bring you back into the kingdom of heaven. And I'm gonna tell you right now, and Smokey, we talked about this before. Um,
Hmm.
Even though it took some time to overcome everything, it has changed me completely. It is
I can
a
tell.
180 from the life that I lived before. It is a 180 from being angry. And now that I see, and that God has given me that discernment of
Hmm.
seeing right and wrong, but still being able to love all. Man, it is a perfect life, and it has
Yeah, it
given me
is,
that
man.
perfect peace in my heart that I've been seeking my whole life.
Hmm. Amen. And I'm telling you, not having all that anger and being mad all the time, and like feeling the need to hold on to that, I feel a freedom that I've never felt before in my life, bro.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm
For
like
the
it's
first
40
time,
something years. Yeah.
yeah, for the first time you feel free from all
Hmm.
that burden. And
Right.
so through this, have you been able to drop your anxiety and depression and emotions?
Definitely. Yeah, I'm better. My emotional intelligence has gone up. Like there was this one guy who would teach this class at the restore. He would say, feelings make great servants but terrible masters. You know what I'm saying? It's cool that
Mhm.
we all go through feelings, and we all experience feelings, but we can't be controlled by our feelings. And for
Absolutely.
all my life, I let my feelings control me. I was
Yep.
always reacting to things. You know what I'm saying? Instead of thinking my way through them. So to not have, you know, to do that anymore is it feels great.
Yeah, and I would say that we identify with those feelings. Those feelings
Yeah.
become what we think is us.
Hmm.
And as soon as we identify with it, then when we don't have it, or someone tells us that we're wrong, boy, do we get angry. It makes us so mad that we feel, and it was like you were saying earlier about um, letting go of all that stuff. It's
Hmm.
because all that anger and all that stuff comes on when you feel like you've lost control. When you were talking
Yep.
about that with Emma and your
Hmm.
daughter and wanting to leave the program, what I heard is you were saying, um, I didn't have control of the situation, and I was
I
losing my mind about it because
right.
it was that first time that I had to let go of
Yeah.
control. But it
Yeah.
changed you though.
It really has. For
Yeah.
one, it really gave me the realization that I control nothing but myself. I don't control anything but Anthony. That's the only thing I can control is me and myself
Mhm.
and my actions, my
Absolutely.
words, and so that also was crucial for me
Yeah.
to learn and figure out.
That's right. We must overcome within ourselves, and we cannot change the hearts of anybody else. We can point them back to the Father. We
That's
can
it.
we can show them, and I still only say it's only to those that are searching. If you go up and you
Hmm.
try and give what we have to somebody who's not searching for it, they're just going to hate you for it. They will not take that, and it will not become anything. You can make the choice yourselves, you guys, if you want to go and give that to somebody who's not asking for it. But those that are seeking it are the ones that we speak to here. And that's why the fellowship, that it's very important that everybody who comes in, they come in of their own volition. You know, we don't
Hmm.
have people come in. We don't beg people to come in here. When people say they're leaving or that they have a problem with it, we just say go with God, and we love you no
Right.
matter what. And so it's a different, this is again, it's very much like Bomb, but this is just a different feeling than most places. In fact, even ministries. I want to tell you a story, Smo. You'll get a kick out of this.
Okay.
So when I first started, well, when we first started doing this, man, it got deep really fast. There's actually several things that happened, but one of them was a gentleman that has a YouTube ministry. He came in and he was talking to me, and he kind of was like, keep it up, doing the whole good thing. And so he was like, hey, I got a YouTube ministry, check it out. And so of course I was like, man, I want to go check it out and see what this guy's doing. Now he's into the Bible, so he's into preaching, that style of
Hmm.
preaching the word, preaching from the Bible, which is fine. I think that's great for people if they want that in their life, that's an option. But one thing that I noticed was I went to his stream, and instantly the very first thing, this was the very first time I went to it, and this is why we got to be so careful what we do of going into here. And it's not hating, but you guys, you must see. God has given you the ability to see, you must see. But he was in there and somebody came in and started chatting, and the person told him something like, you're a knucklehead. It wasn't even that bad. I mean, it was just like, hey, man, you're a knucklehead. And I could see that. I thought at first he kind of was trying to play it off a little bit. He was like, oh, yeah, I'm a knucklehead, but I used to be a real knucklehead. But then you could see that there was a turn in there, and he's like, yeah, I might be a knucklehead, but you keep that attitude up, and I'm going to ban you, right? I'm going to kick you out of here. We don't tolerate that. We don't tolerate anything. All of a sudden, you could see this ego building up in him of how
Hmm.
he had to defend whatever it was that this guy gave him, or he thought that the guy gave him that was already inside of him. He thought he had to defend it. And that's the evil spirit that he was trying to defend. But so the guy came back, and all the guy said was, you should be more humble. I I think
Yeah.
that's a statement that everybody could take and look at and be like, you know
Right.
what? Yes, I
Right.
should be more. You're absolutely right.
We-
Especially
Right.
a servant of God, right? Someone who is
Hmm.
preaching the word, someone who claims to have overcome. They should be especially able to be humble. And in that moment, he just got angry. He banned the guy instantly, and he went on this big rant about how they don't tolerate that, how he can't put up with anything. And I just thought, man, just imagine God sent that man into your ministry, and then you turned your back on him, and so easily. I mean, just like it was nothing. Turned your back on him and showed hate to him instead of
Hmm.
perfect love, and then you claim that somehow the Father gave you that. Man, it I knew right then. I was like, okay, God's giving me that ability to see this right now. It's not about hating that person or judging them. And I didn't even have to say anything in there. The only thing I commented to that guy was, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. Because I
Right.
wanted him to hopefully see that instead of being angry with the guy or kicking him out, that he could just forgive him right there on the spot, forgive him, and just move on. And I don't even think the guy needed to be forgiven except for if he was arguing with the point. But I don't know, who are we to think that we if someone calls us a name, we have to defend ourselves, that we have to get angry and we have to go into this defensive mode? That's purely from Satan. That is not
Yeah.
of God at all.
No.
What do you
No.
think about that?
Well, in my experience too, because I was one of that I was one of those people who felt the need to defend if I didn't like what you said, or even at times if you didn't agree with what I said. I felt the need to defend whatever. I've come to realize that if you're secure in your identity, like as far as who you are in Christ, that I mean, you don't need to defend yourself from anything.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? There's no need to defend
100%.
yourself. Like once you're secure in your identity with Jesus, with God, the Holy Spirit,
Right.
you know that
What
they'll defend anything
what
for
is
you.
it you're defending? What
Right.
what is it that you are, that I mean, we are nothing. We are a spirit, one with God, And if we see that there's nothing to defend,
Right. Right.
we must drop
Nothing.
all anger.
Right.
So yeah, very deep, very good stuff. So yeah, so I don't know. I just felt that I knew right then that there was no way I could ban anybody from this fellowship. That all are welcome here, even and I'm gonna tell you what ended up happening is the most amazing thing. People would come in and they would start to troll. You know, they would
Hmm.
do the whole spamming, trolling, and because we don't hate, they're used to they're searching for that, right? They're searching for that love within. So what they do is they're like a child. They come in and they act out. They don't have that love, so they come and they act out because they want Satan is working through them. Satan wants to get you angry, so then you have two devils fighting. You guys hate each other. And when they see they can't pull that out of you, it changes them, Smokey. It
Yeah.
absolutely, I have
Yeah.
seen it time and time again. Someone comes in here to troll. We show them perfect love. We don't judge them. We don't ban them. We let them do whatever they're going to do because they need to get it out of them. It's not
Hmm.
them. It's that spirit that is within them. So because I have overcome and I can take anything and anything anybody says to me, I want it now. I want people to give me a hard time so I know that I can overcome anything. And I love
I
those
hear
moments.
that.
And so when they come in, man, next thing you know, they've been in there for an hour. They're thanking us. They're saying, wow, they're apologizing for what they did before. I mean,
Wow.
it's so you guys, you have no idea how you can change the hearts of others by showing perfect love. And there's nothing else to it. I didn't have to go. We didn't have to get into scripture with them. I don't have to sit here and read the Bible the whole time for them, but showing that perfect love changes their hearts. Not all, but some.
Hmm. Yeah.
And
Some.
it's absolutely amazing. And if you kick them out, what if that moment, man, just think what you took from that person if they're trying to return to the Father and it was right there, one word away from them returning to him, and then you kicked them out because they were acting out. It just doesn't make sense to me. And
Right.
then I see that as in churches too. Man, it's like you can't even go in and talk to a preacher or a pastor if you don't align or disagree and you question them about it. It's almost like you're an outcast instantly.
Yeah. I've been to
I
churches
don't,
like that.
yeah, I don't get that. I think I want that difference of opinion. I want everybody to come in and see. That way they have the opportunity to overcome. If you push
Yes.
somebody away, you push them away from that opportunity of overcoming that spirit with God. And that's not even up to
Hmm.
us. We're
No,
playing
it's not.
God when
It's
we
really
do
not.
that.
Right.
Yeah, we are playing God. One thing Jesus never did, I can tell you for sure, one thing Jesus never did is when somebody came and called him names or started trouble with him, he never hated them for it. It never made him angry. He saw what
Mm-mm.
was going on and he still showed him that perfect love. And he was
Yes, he did.
changing hearts. And that's what, when I say be Christ like, that's exactly what we need to be. All you have to do is show that perfect love, and you can change the hearts of so many, those that are actually looking or seeking. You'll change the hearts. And to be honest with you, if you're running a fellowship, right, and we have a fellowship and someone's
Hmm.
coming in, there's only two reasons. They're either coming in to join in with it or they're coming in to disturb it. Those
Right.
are the two choices, right? There is no in
Right.
between that. There's no
No.
on the fence with it.
Nope.
So engaging with them normally in a normal way, it puts them on a human level and it shows them that hey, not everybody reacts in anger. And maybe I don't need to react in anger, they think, it's like, hey, maybe I don't need to react in anger either. And then all of a sudden you can see that slowly we're changing the hearts of people, man.
Right.
And it's not
Right.
us. I say we, but I mean like me and God, like God working through me into the hearts of others. It is absolutely the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And
Ain't it,
now
man?
even yeah, and I can't even imagine stopping doing this for 1 second. I don't do this for one day, Smokey, because we almost do this every day of the week.
Yeah.
I do take off Sundays for sure now, and usually one other day during the week or something will come up, and I'd have to take off at night. But in
Okay.
those moments, I'm seeing that like it's like, wow, there may have been an opportunity there that someone needed to overcome. And but we can't live in that moment. I see it, and I have to. It's not my
Hmm.
responsibility to be there every second for everybody, right? But it just shows me how important these moments that we are here are. And so I appreciate every moment. And I just can't imagine stopping after we've come like this and seen others overcome. And look at the chat. I mean, you can see that these guys, they've come in here since we started this fellowship. All of them. I don't see anybody in here except for Ace. Ace
Awesome.
was there kind of from the beginning with gaming and stuff, but most
Hmm.
everybody in here has come in from the fellowship, and it's just gotten so good. It's gotten so deep, and everybody's
That's
working on
awesome to
themselves. And
hear.
like I said, at the end of the day, even if we don't agree, we can see that we are all brothers and sisters of Christ overcoming in these moments. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's absolutely amazing. The one of the first nights we were here, this is also very interesting. It's very deep. This all, and I hope you don't mind if I talk for a second here. I hope I'm not
No,
taking up too much of the moment, but I just thought
you're
that you would
good,
find
bro.
this very interesting. So the Mind Your Own Business podcast, have you ever heard of them?
I have not.
Okay, well, apparently it's like Jesse's nephew or something like that.
Okay.
So he was on their show. So the first, either the first or second day we were doing the fellowship, I was talking about Bond and talking about Jesse, and that Mind Your Own Business podcast. It just said MYOB podcast was their name on the, on the chat here. And so I was like, okay. And then they told me, they're like, hey, we, Mind Your Own Business podcast. And we've had Jesse on, and you should check it out. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, that's very interesting. I can't believe that how small of a world that his, I don't know if it was his cousin, but somebody from
Uh-huh.
that podcast was in here like our second day of fellowship talking
Hmm.
about the very person who had, gave us that love that had led us here to it. So I found it to be very deep. So of course I went and I watched it. And man, it's so deep what happened. I could see, because they were young, the kids that were on there, his nephews or whatever, his cousins, whatever they are, they were much younger, 40 years younger
Okay.
than him. And
Oh wow.
you could see that he was guiding them like a father, perfectly, with truth, with that
Hmm.
perfect love, not lying to them, not making them feel good about themselves, but giving them the 100% truth so they could overcome it. And so I'm watching it, and I'm like, I'm getting all this from it, and and I said out loud in the time, I said, man, it's like the shepherd, the most important sheep to the shepherd is the one that goes astray. And I just spoke it out loud. I saw it in that moment, and God in that moment was like, "Hey, there's something deeper than that." He was revealing something to me, and I thought, you know what? I should just look that up real quick. Something about what happened there, and I looked it up, and man, I mean, it is almost verbatim in the Bible in multiple scriptures. Here, I got it right here. I'll tell you which ones. And in fact, it's even in the Gospel of Thomas.
Hmm.
Um, which didn't make it into the Bible, but the exact same thing is in there. And yeah, so I wrote it down because it was so deep. The most important sheep to the shepherd is the one who strays, is what the revelation I had, and that is Matthew 18:12 through 14, Luke 15:1 through 7, and Thomas 107. And it kind of, all of them kind of break down to God's greatest joy is in
Hmm.
rescuing the one who has gone astray. And so, Smokey, that revelation came to me without the scripture, without someone telling me, without anything. God revealed that within me in that moment, and I knew right then. And actually, I wept at that moment. And
Wow.
I'm not someone who cries, right? I'm not, especially
No.
after overcoming, I'm not emotional.
Right.
So in that moment that I saw, it was beautiful because God gave me that
Put
ability
that
to
on your
see
heart.
that it was revelation, right? That He was showing me in that moment. And it was just a quick, I had a couple of tears about it or whatever, and it was very deep, right? It
Hmm.
hit me very deep. Well, that happened again later on. I have another exactly the same thing happened, a little different way, but the exact same thing, where something came to me and I spoke it aloud, and I was like, wow, holy cow, that's deep. And I looked it up again, and sure enough, it is. But I saw then, I didn't get emotional the second time. There
Oh
was
really?
no emotion to it. After I had seen it, I guess maybe I had just overcome that spirit of emotion, even in that. Even something that God gives you, that emotion wasn't from Him that you get from it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
That is
Yeah.
still that flesh that you're going through, that earthly situation that you're going through. So then when it happened again, man, it was so much deeper because I didn't get that emotion from it. I still saw everything, but had
Hmm.
no emotion about it. And
Wow.
so, yeah, as we go through that, in those moments, it's just so deep. And who would have known that connection was there like that? And if I had never let go of thinking that I had control or that I knew where it was going, had I stuck with doing, just video games and all this other stuff that I thought
Right.
that was
Right.
the right thing, instead of just giving in and letting it happen naturally, it would have never happened, man. I would have never seen that. I would have missed those things. And maybe it would have happened at
Right.
a different time or something, but it wouldn't have happened then. And
No.
we miss those by not staying present. How often do we miss those signs? When
A lot, man, and I think that's real big when, especially earlier when you brought up depression and anxiety. To me, if you living in the past, that causes depression, and then if you live in the future, that causes anxiety. Like
mhm.
it's real important for us to stay in the present because at the end of the day,
Yep.
that's all that matters. That's all we have is right here, right now.
Yeah, and not only that, it's the only thing that's real. Both the
Yeah,
past and the future are both in our heads and imagination. Neither one of them
right.
are something tangible you can touch. Yeah, the past
Nope.
happened, but it's over. It's done.
Yeah, over.
There's no going back and changing it. The more
Nope.
you think about it, the more you hate yourself or become angry or depressed or sad, just like you
Hmm.
said. And then the same thing with the future. You're not in control. So the more you think about the future, you plan for something. And then when your plans don't work out, what happens? You get angry.
You get angry.
Yep, you get
Yeah,
angry. So we must let go of those kind of things that we're in
yeah.
control. And we talk about this, all the time. Yeah, this is exactly what we
Hmm.
talk about, and those thoughts that control us like that. So, in doing that, what you're doing, have you had some deep moments like that?
Um, more so, yeah, a little bit of both, man. Especially with the past and trying to live in the past as far as because even though I talk about what happened with my wife or whatnot, I still or like would say, oh, I could have did this better, or I could have did that better, or I could,
Hmm.
but it's like none of that really matters at the end of the day, and so I had to move on from that.
Yeah, and when you say I could have done that better, do you think that's just our thought, or do you think God thinks that?
No, I think that's just all just the flesh, my
Yep,
flesh talking to me, man, trying to,
absolutely.
because for one, everything happened the way it was supposed to happen according to God's plan, and His plans are
Yep.
perfect. So, there's nothing that I could have done better that would have, and I almost kind of when I think about that or try to change something, it's like, who am I? Like that was a part of God's plan. Who the heck am I to
Yep.
try to change what He has ordained already? You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly right. He puts us through these situations to set us up to overcome. He
yes.
wants us to overcome everything. He's not putting the situation so you can think you're suffering or think you're
Mm-mm.
in pain or think that, things are bad. He's putting
Mm-mm.
those so you can see, hey, you can overcome every single thing. There is not one thing in this world that you cannot overcome, including death.
Right.
You can even overcome death. If you return to the Father, you will not be hurt by death. You will
Mm-mm.
drop this body and you will feel nothing. It will not affect you whatsoever. You will
Nothing.
return to the Father and it will be absolutely perfect. And I
Yep.
and it does talk about, many will be saved after death, but few in the body. I'm ready to do it now. I'm not going to wait till I die. So many people wait till they die. They think that's where the that heaven is. They're
Mm-hmm.
waiting till they die to get there. The kingdom of heaven is within. You
Yeah.
guys, everybody in here needs to know you do not have to wait for it. You can return to the kingdom. You can be sitting with God right now in the kingdom of heaven within. And so I say do it in the body. Drop the anger, let go of it, admit you're
Yes.
wrong, go and forgive so you can be forgiven. You'll be born again. In that moment, God will bring you back to the kingdom. You'll be born again, and
Right.
then He'll show you everything. You
Yep. You
won't even
won't
have to
regret
do
it.
anything. He'll take control. He'll take control, and the rest will be Him. You won't even have to worry about it. You won't think about it. And then it'll change your future because you won't be worried about the future anymore. Do you not worry
Um,
about the future anymore, Smokey?
no, not like I used to. I'm not gonna say I don't think about it, but yeah, I don't dwell on that stuff like I used to, man. The past
Mm-hmm.
is pretty much over. Like you said, well, not pretty much. It is over. I don't
Yep.
stew in that like I used to at all. Now, do I think about my future? Sure, I think about it, but I just think about uh how is it like when I think about the future, I just think and I get grateful to know and kind of excited to see what God's going to do in my life. That's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much what I think about the future. Like if I do think about it, it's like, man, I'm just excited. Like I'm excited for the future that me and my daughter are going to have together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once all this I'm done with this program totally. So just stuff like
Um,
that. That's about as far
Yeah,
as.
that's actually really deep, Smokey. Tell me what you think about this. So when you have plans like that, right? So you've kind of got this idea of what you want to spend time with your daughter.
Mhm.
If you get out and your daughter has a change of heart and she wants nothing to do with you, because you've planned that, do you think that that's going to affect you?
Would it affect me? Sure, it wouldn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, one thing that I really have worked on being in this program is I forgot what verse exactly it is, but Paul talks about being content in all situations.
Mhm.
And that's one thing I've really worked on is trying just finding contentment in every situation that I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
um it wouldn't feel good. I'm not, I'm still human. I still have my feelings, but I wouldn't react to the things that I would have prior,
Yeah.
so
Very nice. I think that when we do that to ourselves and we make plans like that, we must
hmm
be careful because, just like you said, we have to be ready for it. Not have no expectation. You can
hmm
see that it's something that you're working for, striving towards, but we must drop the expectation because we can't see what's in the hearts of others. And I'm
no.
telling you right now that I've seen it many, many times that as soon as your plan doesn't come to fruition, that it turns against you, you turn straight to Satan. People turn
Yeah,
straight to Satan. They
that
hate,
anger
they get
comes back
angry.
and they're mad
Yep.
at God
And
for, yeah.
yep, absolutely. They blame God. Oh, 100%. So they blame God. They don't
Yeah.
even blame Satan. They don't see
No.
the anger in them where it comes from. They blame God for it.
Yep.
Like
Yep. Yep.
God made the hearts of man evil, not Satan.
Right.
It doesn't even make sense. But
No.
I always tell that to everybody just to, we must be careful in those things that we think that we want. Because even God said, we don't know what we want. You don't know what you want. Want
No.
for nothing because you don't even know what you would want. And that's why also that's so deep with prayer. Stop, we must stop asking for stuff in prayer. You can't
hmm
ask for material things of the world in prayer. That is the opposite of what prayer is supposed to be. God's
Yeah.
will be done. And it's very much like the Lord's Prayer or what,
hmm
in that it's not asking for things, it's asking to be able to overcome, it's asking to be able to love all and that his will be done, whatever that may be.
Yep. Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. I'm kind of going like when you talk about God's will. Like I actually this guy I work with. He's a pastor, and my uncle has pulmonary fibrosis, which is a lung disease that you have about a 5-year life expectancy, and he's about 3 years into that. And he's now being put on a transplant list for his lungs. Like if he doesn't get new lungs, he's going to die. So
Gotcha.
it's my uncle, and I love him. And so it's one day I'm praying for my uncle, praying for comfort, and then I'm like, I was about to say like pray for lung, but it was weird for me to try to pray for my uncle to receive lungs because for him to receive those lungs from a donor, somebody else has to die. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
felt real weird about that. And then it's also like I don't I have to stay within God's will. I don't know what God's will is for my uncle. You know what I'm saying? So that I had a little struggle with that the other day. But the pastor kind of the guy I work with who's a pastor kind of talked me through it and kind of said the same thing. You just gotta pray for at the end of the day for God's will to be done. Like and for all
Yeah.
of us to be okay and comfortable in God's decision, whatever that decision may be.
Yeah, and I'll just go ahead and tell a story that Jesse told. He tells a great story of like his uncle or something like that, where he went and he was sick and dying, and he went and visited him, and that when he got there, he was worried, oh, like he's sickly, he's gonna look, all these feelings he was thinking about he's gonna have, and then when he got in there, he said, I realized that that was just of the flesh. All of that sickness, it wasn't his spirit. He was the same spirit inside. It didn't change him. It didn't change his heart. It didn't change his spirit. It was just his body giving out. It was the flesh giving out. And he knew in that moment that it was perfect, that there wasn't anything wrong, that that the same person was still inside, that there was nothing to
hmm
feel bad about. It wasn't a thing to feel bad about. It was just something you have to realize it is what it is, neither good nor bad. And again, just letting God's will be done. And he said that whenever he did that, it set him free from that thought of, something is wrong or,
Yeah.
something's bad that's happening. He said it's not bad, it's only bad to us because of that ego, that selfishness that we want to keep them for ourselves. that we aren't. But I can't even imagine. I've told these guys many times, I can't imagine anything better than returning to the Father.
Me either, bro. Me either.
Nothing on this earth can compare to that. Not that I'm like trying to rush off, but I know that
Mhm.
when my time comes, I'm going to be perfectly fine with it. I am
Right.
at
I'll
peace with
be
that now.
okay. And you
Yep.
know what too? So that's the first time in my life that I feel that like that I feel comfort about that. You know.
Yeah. That's amazing. That shows that you are actually putting faith into the Lord to drop that
Hmm.
fear of it. Because the
Yeah.
fear comes from Satan, you know? I mean, that's so
Yes, it
whenever
does.
we dabble in that fear, we're still in that fallen state. And when you see that there's nothing to fear, that's truly when you are overcoming. So,
Hmm.
and we know God wants you. What the fear that God talks about is the fear of. It's not a fear of a physical fear, but it's a fear of knowing that it's finality with God. It's
Right.
that's it. It's the end all be all, and there's nothing beyond that. And you should be fear of that. You know, you should see that it is. You should more of a respect it. You know, see that it is what it is. But it's not something that you should be scared of. Not that kind of fear. It's not something you
Hmm.
should be worried about returning to unless you're, unless you're going out being crazy and wilding out. And then, I would guess you probably wouldn't even see if you're in that fallen state. You probably don't even see that it's something to worry about.
No.
So it's going to be very difficult to overcome that. Uh, I'll just take a quick peek here at chat. It looks like everybody's talking to each other in there. So we just let them have discussions because,
Yeah.
you know, they're doing their things in there too. So, absolutely fantastic. So, spiritually speaking, oh, that's right. Well, we've talked about Emma. Now what about you have two sons as well?
Oh yeah. Two adult sons.
Two adult sons. And I know you also had a third son?
No, just no. Well, it was a stepson, like
Stepson.
my
That's
wife's son.
right. That's
Yes,
right.
yes.
Okay, gotcha. But you're okay, so your two sons, they're both doing well though?
Oh yeah, they're both doing well now. My oldest actually he just won a trip to Vegas. He just believe he's back home from Vegas. He was in Vegas all week. And my youngest is he actually works for the VA. So when veterans call in, to speak with their doctor, whatever they get him. So
Nice.
they're both doing good.
Amazing. It's awesome to serve like that. I know that, and I think we talked about this before. And I don't know if you've talked to Ant about this at all, but that he was dealing with that spirit from that girl that he was with. As
Hmm.
as he's seen what's going on in you, can you see him trying to come to that realization and maybe return to the Father a little bit himself, or?
um, I talk a little bit about it to them. I try to lead more by actions than words.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some conversations that still need to be had with them,
Mm-hmm.
with both of my sons actually. So but right now I'm just trying to lead by example. But they do see a change in me, and you know, I know Ant's a believer, and I know he prays and talks to God, but he's still young,
Yeah.
and yeah, there's still. But me being where I am now, in the place I'm at now, with my belief in where I'm in my relationship with the Lord, I'll need to have another conversation with him soon. So, well,
Yeah.
actually, both my sons, because they're, but he could he's seen the spirit in that woman.
Yeah.
He did because
Yeah.
he kind of related it to Emma's mother.
Yeah.
So.
And the reason that I asked is because my kids, I've kind of went through that with my kids too. And when I first started overcoming, my kids basically went estranged. I think it was almost like 2 years they were gone out of my life. Birthdays, Christmases, nothing.
Wow.
We just basically were out of communication. Now with my youngest son, he kind of went crazy with some girl and just went all nuts and that victimhood mentality and just went full in, with it. And so he just kind of pulled himself away. And that's fine. I saw even when he was doing that, you just let them do what they're gonna do. You can't
Hmm.
stop it. We tried to tell him, and if he's not listening, you're just fighting with the devil. So
Right.
and then my oldest son, he just he was already always doing his own thing and just never was that, close to wanting to be around me all the time or whatever. And it was like the only time he would show up is Christmas to get presents or birthday to pick up his, his present or money. And so I was okay with it. I knew that
Yeah.
as I was overcoming, I was no good for them. I knew that it,
Gotcha.
it wouldn't have helped them to be around them because I still couldn't even fix myself. And so, but as I was overcoming in that couple of years, man, they came back. They returned to me,
That's
and as
awesome.
soon as they did, they saw the change. They
Yeah.
instantly saw it, and they were like, "What is going on here?" And then, so they started asking me about it, and I started talking to them about it. And now, and I had to apologize to both of them because Smokey, I raised them both absolutely wrong. I raised them both in anger, in evil. Their mother the same way. I didn't teach them to overcome. I didn't teach them to overcome
Same
that
as me.
spirit. Yep, overcome that spirit from their mother, and I let them down. I failed them. I was not the father that they needed, and because I didn't have that. I
Right.
mean, I'm not justifying that or making
No.
an excuse, but I didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? Like I had no idea at that time that that was what was going on, but now I do. And like I said, so I had to go and I set them both down and I apologized to them. I told them, I said, look, guys, I know that it was my responsibility to keep that spirit of anger from you. And 100% it is my fault. It's not their fault. It is my fault that they have that spirit. It's not, I don't even blame their mother. I know it came
Yeah.
through her, but it was my responsibility to keep that spirit from them. So I sat them down. I've apologized to them and went through the whole thing with them. And they're working on themselves. I can see that they're trying to figure it out. And like you said, they're young, and so it's difficult to just instantly overcome. I'm not expecting them to. Um, but one thing with their mother, and this is what we got to be careful for, that evil spirit that's inside their mother. I didn't even
Hmm.
realize how strong it was, but this is how deep it goes. So when I first started overcoming, when you first start doing this, you like get that feeling. It's still emotional to you because you haven't got out of emotions yet.
Right.
So it's like, oh man, it feels so good. You want to give it to everybody else. That was the one thing I did. I wanted to run and give it to my friends and people around me, and especially the kid's mother, because I thought, man, if she could change her spirit, imagine what that could do for the kids. And so I
Mm.
went and I told her about it, and she pretended to be interested, of course. Oh yeah, give me the information. She's like, man, you're really changing. I can see. So give me that information, and I want to know because she was seeking that too. She was going to church somewhere and trying to overcome.
Hmm.
Well, it didn't take. I mean, I can tell you when you go to somebody and you try and give them something like that, they need it. They have to want it for themselves. It's not something that you can give to them. And so I didn't realize that though. I wanted her to have it, and when she didn't have it, I was disappointed. I was upset about it. And so now though, coming full circle, so I just kind of dropped it though. I knew I eventually overcame that spirit of wanting to tell everybody about it, and I just sat with it quietly. So for
Gotcha.
years after that time, that's when the span with my kids happened, and I didn't talk to them, and I just sat with this. I wasn't telling people. In fact, when I talked to you about it, Smokey, I think that was probably the first person. You were the first person I had talked to about it in over a year,
Oh
about
wow.
overcoming and
Yeah.
telling someone about it because I didn't want to talk about it anymore. After that happened, I did not want to. I just wanted to go through it and get through it myself. Well, then
Hmm.
flash forward now, here's how bad it gets though. Flash forward now I'm talking to the boys, right? My sons. They're trying to overcome, so they're going through the same thing. So I'm giving them, I told them about Bond and Jesse and all this stuff, right? So they're going through it. And now, because of what happened, their mother absolutely rejects them for it. She hates it. She's angry about it. She tells them that they're in a cult. She cannot
What?
say, she won't allow them to talk about it in front of her, and it's all because I went and I tried to give that to her beforehand. And this is so
Wow.
deep how evil works. It has nothing to even do with me. It's about the spirit of her child, and she can't overcome to see that that's the most important thing.
Wow.
Instead, hating me is the most important thing to her. And man, it's so deep. But the good thing is my kids see it. So
Yeah.
thank God they see it and they're like, okay, no. And I told them, I said, you want to see evil? Go to your mother and tell her that she's evil. You want to see
Mm.
it. If you want to see the devil, go to your mother and tell her that she's evil. You will see the devil come out like you've never seen before. And I say that to anybody. Anybody who's dealing with that, go and call that person evil and see what
Hmm.
happens. People that
Yeah.
are succumb to the devil, they can't handle that. When you
Nope.
call them out on it, the devil truly comes out. And it's very deep and it's very good to see. And it's not about being angry. You must do this without anger. Everything that I'm speaking of, it's not from anger, but it is about seeking the truth and allowing God to give you those that ability to see those type of things,
Yeah.
seeing that anger in people.
Definitely, man.
Toots slinging that D around in the early 2000s. Yeah, no, we don't. That was a very dangerous time. That was a wild time back then, man. We were doing a lot of stuff. I can't even talk about it here in fellowship, you guys. It would not even be right to talk about the things that I was doing back then. So it would give people
Uh,
bad ideas. I can't
right.
do that. Real men make boys first. God bless you, Labola. That's deep.
I
Have you
missed
heard?
that one.
Have you heard that before?
What's that?
Only alpha males make boys first. Betas
Yeah.
make girls first.
Two sons. I got two sons.
Me too. Two sons. That's
Two
right.
sons. Two boys and a girl, man.
Yep.
My
That's
girl. My girl is
amazing.
my baby girl.
Yeah. That's so deep. Let's see. So now in your journey, where are you going from here? What's the future look like for you from this point?
Well, I'm just gonna right now continue working. I got about 2 months left in my little. It's not really a contract, but they approval for the 3 months left. I got 2 months left. I'm just gonna continue working, continue
Hmm.
saving, and I'm actively looking for a place for Emma and myself now. So that's
Very
so
nice.
right now that's the the immediate future within the next few months, and then I will continue to work on my job and just continue to save and just you know have our little when Emma and I get together, we have studies and just continue to
Hmm.
work on both of our relationships and grow in the Lord and in Christ.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, and what you're doing right now, it's going to be you guys are going to have an absolutely perfect relationship. If you stay with what you got going on right now, I mean, it's going to blow your mind how good things are going to be. So how and Randy, Randy's his ex, so you just so you know, guys. But Randy, is she okay with all that? She's not fighting you on any of this.
no, she won't be. No, she's not. She knows and realizes. Plus, she's too worried about some other guy. So
She's still stuck on herself. She's still lost in the
yeah,
ego.
she's still in her ego, and she's worried. She's in a. We're not even divorced yet. She's already in another relationship with somebody else. So she's too worried
Yeah.
about him to be
Well,
worried
she was
about
in a relationship with other people while you're together, so that's really no surprise.
him. Yeah. So
And I guess, she doesn't reflect at all still. No self-reflection in her still at all.
no, it's funny today that when I went to pick Emma up, Emma, Emma told me that she when she was getting ready, she told her my dad's picking me up. She's like, "Well, I don't see why you always want to. Why do you always want to leave me? What?" And then Emma says she actually started crying
Mm,
that Emma was leaving. So yeah,
yeah. Hey, when she
she's
crying, she lying. All
amen.
right? I can tell you that right now. That is so fake. I
It
I
is.
I cannot
Emma
stand
sees
that.
through it.
Yeah, I cannot stand that with people that do that, that try and use emotion to manipulate people, especially their children.
She
Man,
does it
that is
all the
the
time, Toots. All the
yeah, that's the
time.
worst lesson you could teach your
And Emma
child.
sees through it. I know Emma sees through it. Emma will
Yeah.
say, she said this a long time ago, like sometime last year when when I was early in the program. She was like, my mother tries to manipulate me emotionally. Like she's
Mm-hmm.
14. She was 13
Yep.
then, and
Yeah.
seeing through it.
Yeah.
She just
No,
cries at the. Yeah, it's
I
sad.
mean,
It's quite sad, man.
she has to see something in you to have that in herself like that.
Who Emma?
Yeah, she has
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
There's
She
something that
does.
she sees that's giving her that spirit to overcome that thought, because I can tell you most of the time with daughters, they cannot overcome that thought when it comes to their mothers like that.
Well, Randy hasn't. Like that's her and her mother
Mhm.
have a horrible relationship, and
Exactly.
she's
Yep.
just perpetuated that, the entire time. And I've tried to tell her, what you like, you see how bad it is with you and your mom, and you're headed down that same path with your daughter, and this is before all this stuff happened. I used to try to tell her that, but she just didn't see it, man. She just,
Hmm.
I don't know if she
Yeah.
cared, or I don't know. It was the darndest thing, Toots.
Yeah. I mean, what's in the hearts of people, man? It's so deep. Once you start overcoming yourself, it really reveals what's going on in the world around you. It's
Right.
like it's like you don't see any of it at first. You're like you're totally lost in it because you're in that fallen state too. So it's almost like it's not even happening. And then as soon as you come out of it and that blinders are taken off, it truly is mind-boggling what's going on inside the thoughts and the hearts and the anger and the evil of people and how they all do it in the name of God. They all do it in
Hmm.
the name of good. They do it in the name of God. And man, some of those most judgmental, hateful people, they are the ones that are going and praying at the dinner tables and going to church every Sunday and the Bible studies and all these things. And man, they're so quick to judge. They are
Right.
so judgmental. So I don't know. It's very interesting. I know that through what I've overcome through the teachings of Christ, there is zero hate you can have. You cannot have anger.
Mm.
You can't have hate. You can't have
Right.
resentment. You can't have any. You have to drop every single emotion. You have to drop them all. You have to drop that ego. You cannot live in that world, and you have to
Cannot.
be able to you have to be able to see that even when those thoughts and those feelings come into you, you got to catch them and overcome them right then. Because if we don't, we're instantly falling into those thoughts and talking to them. We're going right back into that same place. We go back and forth with that thought. And then we think that if we don't catch it the very first time, we think the thought is
Hmm.
us thinking. But
Right.
somehow that original idea, it popped in your head and you didn't catch it. So you started talking to it immediately. You start talking to it and then you identify with it. You think it's you and it's never was you the whole time. And that thought came from Satan. It was put in there, but you're just so blind to it, you're tricked. And so that's what
Right. Right.
overcoming has done for me. It's given me that ability to see that thought. In fact, it just happened to me the other day. Someone so when I left, I went to the store and I came back home. My wife was like, "Hey, someone pulled into the driveway and just sat here." And the first thing I did was, "Oh, okay." I was like, "Did you go out and see what they wanted?" She's like, "No, I didn't do anything." Like, "You didn't go
Hmm.
out there and talk to them or something?" It's like, "No, I didn't want to." I was like, "Well, I don't understand. How could you? They're sitting outside your house. You're not going to go see what they're doing?" And I was like, "Wait a minute. Like, why am I trying to be in control of this situation?" I even saw you. We have to stay present all the time. These
Right.
moments happen very quickly and we think it's us. But I had to see in that moment, I was like, wait a second. This whole deal is in me. It had nothing to do with my wife. It had nothing to do with her. And of course I wasn't like mad, but I was acting like I couldn't understand it when I realized of course it's not in me. It's not for me to understand. And even having the expectation that she should do something, right? She should have went out. That's just bringing
Right.
anger. You'll be mad if they don't do it. If you expect them to do something, man, we can't live
Expect.
like that. Yeah,
Right.
with our wives, with our spouses, our husbands, our children, we got to drop expectation like that and
Right.
see that when you think somebody should do something, it's inside of you. That's not in them.
Yeah.
And the second that you're angry at them for it, you're the one who is the at fault for it. We blame
Right.
them. We're always pointing the finger like you made me do this. You made me feel this. You did this. You did. Nobody can make you have anything. Nobody can make you feel anything. Those things are all inside of us already.
You ain't never lied about that one, Toots. That is
No,
truth right there, brother.
it's absolutely amazing. Labola says, "Stop judging Toots." Am I being judged or am I judging others? I'm so confused with what he's saying. Sometimes it's hard to decipher what chat's saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if he's telling somebody else to stop judging Toots or whether he's saying, "Stop judging Toots."
Right.
I didn't. Was I in judgment? If I was in judgment, I
I
apologize,
couldn't.
Labola.
I don't. I missed it. If you were judging or
Yeah.
if somebody judging, I missed it, Toots.
Yeah, it might happen. Let's see. I can't do much. Give me the link to help Smoke out. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's see. Labola says Smokey should be a regular. This is good. I'd bless Smokey. You got a Cash App or something, Labola says.
Oh wow. I mean, I do.
Oh, if you put the link in the chat, hey, Who knows what can happen?
All
So
right. Well, I mean,
that's
I don't.
totally up to you. It's your world, but that's what they're saying. So,
That's awesome though.
and then he says, I can't do much. Give me the link to help Smoke out. And then he said, stop judging Toots. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe I did something in there. I don't know. I have no idea exactly what's going on there. But yeah,
Okay.
um, if you want to copy that link and put it in there, man. Oh, actually, let's see. If you put it in the Discord, um, I don't think you can copy and paste a link in the YouTube chat.
I would just put there.
There you go. Perfect, dude. Done. Easy peasy. There you go,
Sure.
guys. God
I
bless y'all,
greatly
man.
appreciate that, man. Like, yeah,
Absolutely
God
amazing.
bless you all.
Yep.
That is awesome.
Yep. We are all brothers and sisters of Christ in here, man. So it's all love. And I'm gonna tell you, man, for people I've never met except for on online here, and we've obviously they've been on fellowship a few times in person, like what you're doing here and stuff. But
Hmm.
I mean, there is so much love in this group. There's so much
I
love,
could
and
tell, bro.
yeah,
Oh,
and I mean, they're
let
like
me
the
hold on.
people
I
in
gotta
here are
grab my
truly.
phone charger. I'll be right back. Watch this on
No,
five
you're
percent.
fine.
Okay, I'll be
Um,
right back.
yeah, that's fine. No worries. I'll just keep talking.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Keep talking.
Yeah, that's Cash App Bullet. Yeah, absolutely. The people in here, they are just full of love, and they're all truly working on themselves, man. I see so many of the folks that come in here
Hmm.
that they'll come in and they'll think something is one way, and then we have a discussion, and it's not like they change their mind, but they go, you know what? I'm gonna go reflect on this. I'm just gonna
Mm.
go and sit with this and see if anything comes of it. Because again, we don't, no man, let no man teach you. The
Right, right.
teacher is within. The teacher is the Holy Spirit. You can get knowledge from someone, but the true teaching comes from within. So, yeah, it's absolutely, it's so deep, and it just blows me away. And again, it's just another reason that we keep doing this, and we keep going is because the only way to overcome evil and hate is with love. And so when that love is shared in a place like this, it's very deep. And Steve said something earlier that that was also deep. And I think we talked about this, Smoking. I might have talked about this with other, but he said live is evil spelled backwards, and
Mm.
this is a live stream, is what he said. And of course, they're all words, so you're lost in thought when you say that, even. But um, I also thought that exact same thing. I actually, before I started this fellowship, I thought only evil came through YouTube
Hmm.
and television and music. And I was dead set that evil, that's the way evil was transferred, that it came through YouTube and it was all evil, that every single thing on here was evil working. And then God revealed to me, he showed me, he said, Toots, he said, evil is what people are seeking. He said, if you're seeking evil, you're going to find it. Now
You
seek
don't.
good.
Right.
And I realized right there in that moment, I was like, wait a second. And then I started seeking good, not only here, but everywhere. And
Hmm.
and I'm going to tell you, this was huge for me. It changed movies. It changed. I had stopped watching movies. I had stopped watching television. I had stopped listening to music. I couldn't, all I was getting was evil from it. But you know what?
Wow.
I realized it was all a thought. That thought was what was inside of me. I was getting evil from it. Evil wasn't being given to me from those things. And as soon as I stopped searching evil through it, man, I found good in it. I found God, I found good. And then look at what we're doing. And now I'm telling you that God is working through this right here. So 100% now, God is working through YouTube just like Satan. And it's up to us to do it. It's not like we can count on anybody else. It's up to each individual person to put that through. You're either choosing God or Satan. Every choice you make.
Yeah.
And I just decided it was God. And in doing that, it brought me back to movies. I've been listening to music that now I'm getting things from that I never got before.
Really.
I'm listening to music going, wait a second, is this a message that I missed my whole life? Like, how is this possible that they're saying this and I never saw it? Well, it's because I didn't have love in my heart. I only had hate.
Hmm.
And let's see, he said that Cash App handle isn't pulling up.
I don't know why. Dollar sign Ant Banks 42.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's it. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Let's see. Is your name linked to that too? I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, did not my name that shows up right here, Anthony Taylor. Yeah, that's
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So
mhm.
maybe if you type in Anthony Taylor, it might pop up too, Labola. But yeah, absolutely amazing, man. This is so deep. And I just want to, again, I just want to say, like, man, I really appreciate you coming on here and talking about this stuff because I know that it takes a lot to overcome embarrassment and guilt and shame and all those things that we
Mhm.
feel when we talk about our past and stuff like that. And to be able to, look each other in the eyes and have chat look at us in the eyes.
Right.
Um, oh, Labola says 4209 question mark.
No, no, just
Ant Bakes
no,
4209?
just nope,
No?
just Ant Banks 42. Just dollar sign Ant Banks 42. Capital A, capital B. I don't know if that would
Yeah.
matter.
Oh, yeah, it's a capital A and a capital B.
It
Okay.
is.
That probably
But that
does matter on there. Yeah. But yeah, so again, I just want to, again, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate it. And just obviously stay with it. I mean, of course, I can see that you're overcoming and it's absolutely amazing. And I mean, I can just it's actually bringing us we're truly becoming brothers now. Where we
I
thought we were
yeah,
brothers before, now we're
right.
actually brothers, brothers in Christ and overcoming. And I think that is way deeper than any relationship that we've had in the past through everything
Yeah,
that we've
never
been
lie.
through.
I'd
Yeah,
agree.
and
For real.
so and these moments are absolutely good. And not and everybody's saying they want you to come back, obviously, and be a regular guest on here, and so you're more
I
than
would
welcome. I
love
will
to,
say
bro.
that I know that Smokey works quite a bit, and so because we do this later in the evening, there's just going to be a lot of times that he won't be available. But you are welcome all the time, anytime, every time.
Thank you,
Just
brother.
so you
Thank
know,
you.
yeah,
I
you can be
appreciate
right
that.
here with
It
us.
was an
So
honor. It was an honor doing this too, being
yeah,
on here with you, bro. It really was.
if there's well, I appreciate that, man. Same here. I feel the exact same way. And if there's any time that you just need to talk or come
Mhm.
on, or be on here, or there's something you want to share or anything, man, just let me know. We'll go live
Got you.
anytime. Yeah, we can talk about anything, and even if it's need something that you need help with overcoming or
Mhm.
anything like that. I always say that we have to do it within ourselves, but man, I'm telling you, if you ever die, I can definitely point you back in the direction that we need to be in. So
I
for
love to hear
sure. Oh,
that.
Labola says he found you. And so and I'm not trying to get ready or anything. I mean, you can go
No, no,
whenever
no.
you're ready. There's
Okay.
there's no rush and I'm not trying to get ready. I just wanted to tell you that because man, I just appreciate you so much, brother. And I have a
Feel is
much deeper
mutual.
appreciation for you now, overcoming than even before. I can see that that's changing your heart. And man, that's actually love, you guys. That perfect love that God gives us of changing our
Yes.
heart, it's so much deeper than this emotional fake love of the world that we think we have. So it's beautiful. It's absolutely perfect. Is there anything that you want to talk about with your fellowship or with your guys there that stands out to you with what they do there? Maybe it's different, or is there something that helped you with this situation other than inside, but external from anybody that's there, or something that maybe can help somebody else in this situation?
Um. Well, as I mean, it's just all encompassing with this place, man. Like, we go through. There's 4 phases of this program. The first
Uh huh.
phase is foundations, where you're for 30 days. There's like no contact. You don't really leave. You're like classes all day long, Bible studies. You're watching sermons. And after that, you move to phase two for 4 months, where you work one week, and then that following week you stay at the facility, and we clean the facility and we cook. We prepare the meals at the facility during phase two on your home week. Um, and then once you 4 months of that, and then when you're at home, you prepare the meals, and then you have classes, just like Bible classes. Preachers, pastors come in and teach us. There's a on-campus pastor. Um, everything has, it's just all encompassing, like everything that I've gone through. And there's also Pastor Jeff. I love the man. He's actually doctor. We call him Dr. Pastor Jeff, who
Mm-hmm.
I've had counseling sessions with him once a week. To have for me to have counseling sessions with somebody that I trusted and was able to be open and honest with, it has helped me dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
So like once a week for a year, I had counseling sessions with this man, and that helped me drastically. And just the whole brotherhood that, because you get tight, you don't get along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't happen. But the
Yeah.
brotherhood that's formed amongst the men here is quite amazing. And what's crazy too, when I first got here last April, um, there were 13 of us, which was a big group. There were 13 of us in phase one, and at the end of the day, I was the only one to graduate. Everybody else left.
Whoa.
So out of
Really?
yes, out of 13
Wow.
people, I was the only one to graduate out of my class. I guess if you want to say that. Like they
Wow.
got either
So,
got exited, or they just
yeah.
left, or they popped dirty on going home pass. They come back
Wow.
and they drop dirty. You know what I'm saying?
And that's it, huh? They're done.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then
Amazing.
it was crazy because the people out of the 13, there were probably about a good four that I really connected with. And
Yeah.
that, one was former military, one was a big, tall, athlete. He was angry, so we was all like angry together. And what's crazy, was wild, was when I was going through stuff in this program, I would always go to them first. Like, oh, I'm going to, whatever issue I was having, whatever trouble I was going, I would always go to them. And oddly enough, it's like God removed all of that. And I,
Ah.
I had a revelation one day that's like, man, everybody that I got cool with is gone. And I felt hurt on my heart that, he was trying, like I needed to go to God first before I went to man. So
Yeah.
it's almost like, once again,
Man.
anything I put before him,
Yes.
he took it out of my path, bro.
That's right. That
to
is
to
so
show
deep, man.
me that I needed to go to
Absolutely.
him.
That's
So,
amazing. The best part is that you can see what it is. That's the
mhm,
most beautiful part of it. It's not the what happened, that you have that ability to see it is for what it is, because most people cannot, man. Most
yeah,
people have something like that, and then they're mad about it because they think they've lost something.
hmm,
And truly what you found was yourself.
yeah,
And you can't be a friend, you can't be a foul, you can't be a friend until you know the real you. You can't do
right,
that in that ego life. You can't do that in that fallen state. You do it the
right.
wrong way every single time. That is absolutely amazing. Oh my goodness, Labola. Let's see. Labola says with the $100 donation, you guys.
Wow.
Labola, God bless you, brother. Absolutely amazing. Labola says all thoughts are all lies all the time about anything.
Hmm.
Boy, no truer words have been said, brother. Absolutely,
Oh,
100%. Every single one of them. But brother, thank you so much, man.
oh,
My goodness.
that's awesome, man.
You are
God
you
bless you,
are
bro.
you are very kind, man, and I love you, Labola.
And
Thank you, brother.
Sojo, you're welcome. He said he thanked me for my testimony.
Oh yeah, very nice, Sojo. Amazing, dude. Thank you,
Yes,
brother. Yeah, very
thank
kind
you. God
words.
bless you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And David says that he misses the friends that he met at rehab. It was a great experience. Nice. Very
Yeah.
good. Oh, I was going to ask you about that. So, I'm sure that, and not to get into the ego, of course, you don't want to feel ego about it, but you must feel a certain accomplishment being the only one that was able to overcome all of this
Um,
from
there is
that
a sense of
original group.
accomplishment too. Yeah, there is. There is, because I haven't completed a lot in my life. You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
always kind of like an underachiever. So,
Mm-hmm.
but one thing I will realize, first and foremost, I give God glory for it, because without Him, I wouldn't have been able to do this on my own. Like, point blank, plain and simple. Like, I was open to hearing and picking and hearing things and seeing things that He was trying to show me and tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, without God, I wouldn't have
Yep,
graduated.
that's
So
right.
he gets
Amazing.
glory first and foremost, man.
Yep. Yeah, it's not even us. We're not of ourselves, we're nothing.
No,
Through God all things
no,
are
yeah,
possible. Yeah.
all things,
No, I
brother.
completely agree. I just and it's not even a feeling, I don't want to say. It's just the realization that you overcame. Being able
Yes,
to see that you overcame this what many men couldn't overcome.
yes,
God gave
there
you that
is,
ability
there is.
within you to overcome. Man, that is so deep and it's so beautiful and it's such, it's just such an amazing thing that you went through that, and at the end it was just you and God, and then
Hmm.
he brought you back to everything that you needed. And now with doing that, you're going to be able to overcome the whole world. There's absolutely nothing that's going to come up that you're not going to be able to overcome. So,
Right.
I mean, it just, who knew that when you started this that it was going to end like this, man? You know what I
I know,
mean? Who would
I
have
know,
thought
bro.
that? Yeah, who would have thought that that was going to happen? Let's see. Labola said, "I sent you five smoke. I hope it helps. Let's keep walking the path together, brothers." God bless you, Labola.
Amen. Yeah.
Thank you,
God bless you,
brother.
bro.
David says the donation is great, but the statement is not true. David, brother, I don't know, man. That statement is so true, man. Every single thought, man. I know though, David, I understand it does take a little bit to come to see that. So, but I will say if you keep watching,
Oh,
David, and
wow.
you're working on yourself, brother, you keep watching, you're gonna see that even those thoughts that you think are good thoughts, man, they're just setting you up for
Oh,
bad ones, man.
God bless you, Labola. I thank you for that, man. Wow. That God bless
Amazing.
you, bro. I thank you so much. Yes, it will help.
Yeah.
It will help myself and my daughter.
Brother, man. Again, yeah, thank you, Labola, so much. Labola, you're absolutely man. But everybody in here is amazing. We do appreciate Labola, but all you guys, I mean, it's
Yes.
absolutely amazing that you're in here. You're overcoming. You're in here. We're all in here for the same reason. We're seeking to return to the Father. So
Hmm.
everything that you guys are in here, man, even if we don't agree, like I said, is absolutely fantastic that you guys are in here
Right.
working on yourselves.
Right. Right.
Yep. Yeah, Sojo, absolutely. Uh, you know, even Jesse will tell you it's not him, but it is God that works through him, you guys.
Hmm.
So know that even though I say that Jesse is the man that set me on this journey, that I don't give it to Jesse. I give it to God. And I can tell you that
Amen.
if you were to talk to him, he would say the exact same thing. He just points you back to the Father, you guys. And then it's within us to actually see and go and return. He don't do it. He just points you in the direction.
Yes.
So I do agree. I say everybody go check out Bond. Even if you don't want to get into like more of this podcast and talk show and those kind of things, go to Bond, you guys. Every Sunday it's at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and it's on YouTube. Just search Bond, Bond, and just go in there and see for yourself, you guys. Just sit there through it and see. It's so different than what normal church is. It it's fellowship. It's true fellowship. It's not from one person. It's not like when you go there, you're gonna hear Jesse the whole time. In fact, a lot of times you hear the whole audience way more than you do Jesse,
Mm.
and you just and you see that the same thing that's going on inside of you is going on inside of everybody. Every single person is going through these same things. There's nobody except for one person, you guys. He's not here tonight. Commentary connoisseur, where are you tonight, brother? Connoisseur is the only person that I know, and again, because I take everybody at their word, that says he's
Hmm.
never had a bad thought. So
Mm.
I liken him to Jesus. I always say that connoisseur, he
Really?
must he must be related to Jesus, because I ain't never met another man who ain't had a bad thought. But
Yeah.
yeah, again, I can only take them at their word, man. It's
Right.
like one of
Right.
those things where you either believe what people are telling you in here, or you're gonna think everybody's a liar. There's no
Right.
in between. You can't pick and choose. I don't know anybody. It's either I take these people at their word, which is what I do, or
Hmm.
man, just all of
You
them
have
are
to.
liars, and you can't do that. So
No, you can't. You really can't,
yep.
brother.
Yeah, I take every single person of the word, and that's what he says. Now, again, even though he may have some faith, I don't think he agrees with Christianity. He
Right.
may see that there's a God, that God, or that there's a more powerful being, but I just don't think he agrees. And I think it's because of what you've seen in like the church and what you've seen in Catholicism and all these religions that have other things going on, other agendas going on besides God. And when you get involved with that, it takes you away from God. I can
It
tell you
really
that
does.
when you get involved with crazy stuff going on in church, or you get too much in the emotion, or it's all about just having a great time and partying in church or whatever, these, because you've seen these churches that are all about like music. They just want to get up and they get their whole band, and it's very emotional, and everybody's up there and they're just having this. And I mean, sure, it can be, the song can be about God, but
Hmm.
those feelings, that strong emotion that they're getting, that has nothing to do with God. God isn't
Right.
in there wanting you to get this crazy emotion from it. He wants you to overcome. He wants you to see what's going on inside of yourself and overcome it. All that other stuff,
Right.
that's in us. We want to feel good, right?
Hmm.
Humans want to feel good about it because they can't believe most of the time. Connoisseur, as Lurkin Labola says in the chat, nice.
Yeah.
Most of the time, um, uh, where was I going with that? Most of the time, people are, uh, I don't know where I was going with that. I forget. That happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
I
That's
lose my
no
train of
worries.
thought in here. It's going back and forth with chat and all this stuff going
Hmm.
on here. It's I lose my train of thought sometimes. It's nothing new, so it
Yeah,
happens.
you're
But
human. You'll be
just
fine.
yeah, yeah, just basically, I was talking about just the churches. It's all about that emotional state now instead of actually returning to God. It's like, how good can we feel? And
Hmm.
then, and it's so funny because you find those people out in the world, and not all. There's probably some that have overcome, but most of them, man, they're full of like depression and anxiety. Oh, I was going to tell you about that. I was going to ask you, did you say that you don't have those feelings anymore? That depression, that anxiety and stuff, do you still get those, or is that gone?
No, not at all, man. And if it is anxiety, it's like in a good way. To I'm anxious for what God is going to do for me
Mhm.
in my in my future. Like I'm
Yeah.
anxious to see what the Lord has in store for me. That's the
Absolutely. And do
that's the
you
only kind. Go ahead.
Yeah, and when you see that, do you know that that anxiety, do you not identify with it and fall into it, but you just see it for what it is and you just watch it?
Yep, I just see it for what it is, man. I don't dwell on it.
No
I'm
need
like,
to, yeah, no need to have a reaction to it or
mm-mm,
identify with it, right?
no,
We
not at
know
all.
that when those feelings come, just let them pass. Sit with it,
Yep,
see what it
yep,
is, and just go through it. And on the
yep,
other side is God. It's right there.
yeah,
But you
yeah.
must go through it without reacting to it or getting any feeling from it,
Hmm.
and then you can get to the other side. Um,
And I even lost the anger I had towards my daughter's mother. Like I don't
yeah,
even, because they're not having. She's always doing something to upset Emma, and like I don't even get angry at her too. I don't even. I have no
yeah,
anger for her. It is all
that's right.
like I just feel
You
sorry.
can't.
I just feel
Yeah,
sorry for her. Like
yeah.
it's all compassion.
And
Like I
true,
just.
and actually, you shouldn't even feel sorry for her because she has the same opportunity you do.
Hmm.
She can overcome. She has that
Yeah, that
same
is true.
opportunity.
That is true.
She chooses that. She could overcome it, but she
Hmm.
must work on herself and she don't want to. And so we shouldn't
Yeah.
feel sorry for those people, man. We should
Yeah.
actually see them for what they are. It's not even them, but it's Satan in their head. That's how
Hmm.
Satan tricks them into staying in that place. But I get it because we were there too, man. It feels good. It is that emotional up and down, that we think is good, but we get those really hard drops to bring us back up to where we can have that high emotional state again, and it's a constant dragging you back and forth. It's never a perfect peace where you can maintain it, and until you can maintain it, it's never true, it's never real, it's fleeting, it comes and it goes. How can perfect peace come and go? You either have it or you don't, and it's a
Right.
trick. We never get it. It's just that we get that little bit of happiness, and we think that that's us. And so I was going to tell you that, I haven't had depression, anxiety, self-harm thoughts,
Hmm.
guilt, loneliness. I have not had any of those emotions in, I can say, at least a year. I
That's
have not
awesome,
had
bro.
one of those things. And I don't know if you remember, I think maybe we talked about this before. So like, when I was still living in the old house, and
Hmm.
we were talking, and it might have been like right before, I think maybe when we were mailing stuff and we were hanging out and
Oh
mailing
yeah,
stuff back
yeah,
and forth.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I was having self-harm thoughts every single day. not to
Really?
the way of where I was wanting to do it because I didn't know why it was happening. I never
Yeah.
have been in that state of mind. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these things
Yeah.
were not of me. I knew it wasn't me because it's not like I was going through it. It's not something, and nothing was wrong. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's very
Wow.
confusing why I'm having these, and I'm talking every day. And then they were combined with an intense fear of death. I was
Mm.
constantly thinking about death over and over in all these ways and how it's almost over and all this and it was consuming me. And so between that and then it was keeping me depressed. That was between so I would go into these deep depressions. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't leave the house for days.
Oh
You know,
wow.
I would just hide in there and I mean, I was falling into the game. That was when we were, I was real deep into the division right then and it was just
We play
all I
for
want to do is
hours.
every
Like,
day, all day
mm,
long was I
all,
wanted to get out of yeah, I just wanted to get out of this world
escape
and be
reality,
in that world.
bro.
Yeah.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too.
And so and so like it was like every day and then and so the depression and then the anxiety. The anxiety was so strong. Sometimes it was just for no reason I'd just be sitting there and it would be so overwhelming that I would feel like I had to go and hide that I had to go and go into another room to deal with this because I couldn't face like my wife having this anxiety. How weird is
Mm.
that? That there was something inside me. She couldn't even see it, but something inside of me, I felt this shame about it or something weird about it on the inside. And so I was battling that stuff every single day. And since I've overcome Smokey, not one
Mm.
day, and I was still dealing with anger. Anger is kind of that one where it's not like I was overcoming it, so I saw it, but it would still get me where I didn't catch it immediately. Like
Yeah.
I would lose. I'd be like, oh wait, okay. I got to see it before that because it takes that little bit of time to see it before it happens. It's easy to catch it after it happens when you're overcoming,
Mm.
but to catch it before it happens, that's where the real trick came. But once I was able to do that, I haven't had any of those things. I
That's
haven't been
awesome.
depressed one day, and that includes sleep. I used to lay there and not be able to sleep for like hours sometimes
Mm.
going through my head. It was like I couldn't rest. My mind was wandering and it was losing control. And now I sleep like a baby. I'm talking when my head hits the pillow, my
Yeah.
eyes close, and I don't remember a thing until my eyes open. I don't dream anymore. Not only if I do dream, I don't remember it all because when I wake up, it used to be I was chasing dreams. I don't know if you
Hmm.
guys have ever done this, but it would be like I would fall asleep and I would start dreaming. And if I woke up, oh, I'd try and go back to sleep. I want it back into that dream. I got to get back into this dream, right? I was
I heard
chasing
that.
dreams. Yep, the shower too. That's right, LeBeau. The shower was so huge. But I was chasing dreams, and then I would want to remember. I would wake up to remember the dream. And I was so into that. It would be such a good, I would be like, oh man, that was such a good dream. And I'm living in this fake reality. I mean, it's completely like it's not even real. And now since I've overcome, it's like it's not even there anymore.
That's awesome.
Whatever happened with God, He has taken that away from me. I don't dream, I don't think about it. And if I do dream again, I don't remember it. I have no
Yeah.
idea. But when I go to sleep, I close my eyes, it's just like I'm gone. I'm not waking up. I'm not dreaming. I'm not having any of these. And then when I wake up, it's like a perfect sleep. And I'm telling and because sometimes I'm only sleeping like 3 or 4 hours. Like last night we fellowship till about 3 in the morning, and then I got up this morning at 6:30 to go to farmer's market.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I'm not even getting that much sleep, and I'm not feel it's like it's not affecting me anymore like that.
Wow.
So there's
That's
something
awesome.
in that spirit, yeah, that has taken that all that away from me. And in doing so, it's like it's giving me that completion with sleep and with just being at perfect peace. It's all related. It's all connected together. And as I've gone through, I mean, all these things have happened. And then I see people and I see other people are going through the same thing. And man, it's so crazy to hear people saying the exact same thing has happened to them. I think that's one of the deepest things we go through as a human to human experience is when we've overcome and then you hear somebody else saying it and then you know it and you don't even have to say anything. You're just listening to them and you're like, whoa, like the exact same thing that I'm going through, that person
Right.
went through the exact same thing. And man, it's every single one of us. It's not some, it is all. And if we don't overcome that spirit, we'll be in the fallen state forever. People in the fallen state don't know that they're in the fallen state.
They really don't, bro.
Nope.
They really don't.
Yeah, they are lost and they think that they know the truth. Most people in the fallen state think that they've got it.
They're certain of it because they're so sure of themselves. And you know,
Hmm.
as you know, you can't be sure of yourself at all. You got to doubt every single thing you know. Every single thing you must doubt to overcome this spirit. So
Yes,
that's
definitely,
so
bro.
good, man. This is very deep stuff. Oh yeah, and so Labola said the shower too. Smokey, when you get in the shower, have you ever experienced where it's almost like the shower instantly takes you out of reality?
Um, well, as of late, the shower is where I pray. I do a lot of praying in the shower.
Nice,
So
very nice. Yeah.
now I
Uh,
wouldn't really say that, but it's like kind of isolates me,
mm-hmm.
to because like I have a roommate. Like I'm still in like the sober living thing. I'm not in a
Yeah.
dorm situation anymore, but do have a roommate. I mean, he's not here now. He's on home pass, but so normally I don't have a in being here. You don't have a lot of solitude time by yourself to just be with the Lord. So like when I get up in the mornings and do my little devotionals and my exercise, then when I get in the shower, I that's
Oh,
where I do a lot more praying.
oh, this is a great question. I gotta go back to this. Labola said, Anthony, how do we overcome the race mess?
Mm.
Hey, this is deep right here, you guys. Excellent question.
Race mess. Being secure in our identity and that we are all children of God, man. Like God doesn't see color, so why should we? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like we are
It is not
all
a
children.
Yeah, it's not
Huh?
a battle of flesh and blood, but a battle of good versus evil. It's a battle of spirits. It's a battle of spirits. And
Hmm.
so when we make it about flesh and blood, that's why we hate each other for things like
Right.
that. Man, we are all brothers and sisters of Christ once we overcome.
Yes.
There is no race.
No.
There's no you're not even from your family, your old family, they're not even your family. Once you
Right.
overcome, you have a new family. You are given a new name, you are made new, and you are given your new family. So, yeah, that's all of us here, but you know that just so you guys know, Smokey's never really had a problem with race. I think he was probably proud of his race at one point in time, something like that, but
Hmm.
he's never been one that uh was a victim by any means.
No.
He never
No.
let anything about race make him a victim. And so that was always something that I always thought that was really cool to talk to Smokey about, because I could talk to him like a normal person and never felt like I was, I had to like tiptoe around or say things carefully to not offend him or anything like that. He's never been that kind of person. And I think we've
Negative.
probably been more honest about stuff than what most people are, can talk about with each other. But and you can tell me if you think differently, but we must see that flesh and blood is not what we're here to battle over. And I think in
No.
doing that we can overcome that whole where we think that race is something important. So,
That race is man made stuff just to cause division amongst us, man. That's it.
yep.
That's all it's about.
Machado says, Toots, that's why you see me online to disconnect from the world. I understand, Machado. And in fact, I did it with video games many times. I mean, it takes you out of the world. Um, but now I can see that in doing that, it also takes me away from God.
Mm.
That whenever I leave this world and I go into that imagination world, it takes me away from God. Now, the amazing thing is that God has also shown me that you don't have to identify with those things. I thought that it was going to be real weird going and trying to play a game, but man, it's like it's just so natural now, that I don't care about it. That God has shown me, He's like, man, I don't care about that stuff. Go if you want to go and play a video game, right? Go and play a video game, but don't identify with it. Don't make it you. You're not that. See what you are, understand what you are, and then yeah, you can go and do, because God didn't make us to not enjoy life. Certainly we're
Right.
here and we can do the things that we enjoy, but not identify with them, not make them that's what that we are. Because again, what we talked about before, it's like if you are video games and then you lose your video game, what happens? Who are you then?
Right.
It's like all of those identities, we must drop all of them, including those and including the ones of anger and, you know, resentment, all these identities that we cling to. And just think about how many times you guys say, I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm depressed, I'm
Mm,
anxious, I'm sad. When we identify with those things, guys, the spirits love it. The
yes.
spirits love when you are in agreement with them. They absolutely love it. That's what they're looking for. They want you to agree, yeah, you are messed up. You are a sinner. You are evil. You are that man, the spirits love it. And
Yes, they do.
so we must not identify with those things whatsoever. We must see what they are, see that they're inside this, they're trying to get to us, but then give it back to them. See that it's saying, I have no problem now with saying that was not me. That is the spirit that lives within me.
Hmm.
I have no issue with saying that. And I can tell you that every time I do say that, the spirit hates it. Most of the time he'll try and come at you harder, but now that I've been overcoming for some time, it seems like they're settling. Everything's starting to settle down that way. Very seldom do they try and attack me really hard anymore. Occasionally it does happen still.
Yeah.
Eh, I mean, here's the most beautiful thing, man. You guys know, like you said, Jesse's been doing this for 30 years. And he just did a Fallen State. I suggest everybody go watch this. He did a Fallen State with this Ben Shapiro guy. Have you ever heard of him? I think that's his name, Ben Shapiro. He's some left-wing commentator guy or something like that. I think no, Brian Shapiro. No, Ben's the I think he's a Jewish guy, right? I think Ben Shapiro is
Ben
the
Shapiro's
little
He's
Jewish guy.
definitely
Yeah,
Jewish. Yeah.
this guy's name is Brian Shapiro. That's what it is. And so he comes on with Jesse, and Jesse's just doing his normal thing. And this guy starts laying into him, calling him stupid, telling him that he's just a horrible person, just saying all these horrible, hateful things. And so the next day, we went to because I think this either comes out on Friday evening or Saturday or something like that. So then when we went to fellowship in Bond, he talked about it, and he said even he had to overcome the thoughts. The
Mm.
thoughts tried to attack him and said,
Keep talking too.
"You
So be
need to
right back.
Yep, no problem. The thoughts came to Jesse and said, you need to defend yourself. You need to defend yourself against this person. You're not any of these things. Defend yourself. And he said right then, he caught it too. Man, even after 30 years, think about that someone is still able to watch their thoughts like that. Yeah, Ryan is left, Ben is right. It's all fake. Oh, absolutely, Libola. I agree. I just said the wrong person was all I was saying. But yeah, you're right. It is all fake, man. It's all an identity, Libola. Left and right, you guys, is an identity. And you can be either one if you don't identify with it, and it won't matter. It wouldn't mean a thing. And that way, if something happened and it didn't go your way, you wouldn't be mad. Think about how many people on the left and the right of politics, as soon as their vote doesn't go their way, think about how many people get mad. How many people have gone to the internet ranting and raving and screaming and complaining? And I mean, my goodness, the hate that comes out of people when they identify with those things. The thoughts are all fake. Man, indeed. And you know what, Labola? I see, like with David saying, that it is very difficult to come to that realization at first. But once you come to it, you will see that it is not only it's true, but it is the one thing that has always been true. That those were never you. Every single thought, except for practical, of course. My shoe's untied. I gotta tie my shoe. I gotta go to the bathroom. I mean, practical thoughts. Obviously, God gave you the ability to have practical thought, but He didn't want us to sit and try and decipher the workings of the world ourselves. He wanted us to give it to Him so He could teach us. All the regulars, we can argue the Bible. Nothing matters. It's the thoughts. That's right. That's right. We
Yeah.
can talk. Yeah, absolutely. We can talk about the Bible. But yeah, until you see that everything going on inside of you, and it's perfect, man. Just like what's been happening in here with you guys, overcoming these things where we get angry, like we'll be talking about something and then someone gets a little upset about it. And I just don't get upset about that stuff. So I tell them, I'm like, hey man, God bless you. I understand. It's fine. Do your thing. Those people are overcoming those thoughts right then in front of us. They're all overcoming thoughts. They may not see it's the thought yet. That's kind of the thing that sometimes it takes a little bit to get to that. But like I said, once you get to it and you see that those thoughts aren't you, man, it'll change you guys. So
Yeah.
just
Definitely
watch
will.
it. Yeah, just watch it. That's what God wants you to do. He wants you to be present, Watch the thoughts so you can overcome them. Oh, what I was going to tell you earlier, Smokey, was in the shower. It's like when I get in the shower and that water hits me, and this has
Hmm.
happened ever since I was a kid, I instantly go into imagination. I'm in the past, I'm in the future, I'm somewhere else.
No,
I'm not
yeah,
even in the shower.
that
And
definitely
it's
used to happen a lot.
and it's instant. I mean, as soon
Hmm.
as that water hits me, and that was one of the toughest things I had to overcome, thought wise. That
Yeah,
moment, because I just kept getting lost in thought over and over and over in that shower. And so now, one of the things I have to do is I keep my eyes open in there. I don't
y'all.
sit there with my eyes closed the whole time and just let the water hit me. I keep my eyes open. I do I do what's going on in there, and I watch those thoughts. The thoughts are still there, but now instead of identifying with them or talking to them or falling into that, I just watch it. And I just
Yeah,
let Satan do his little thing up there, his little song and dance. And then next thing you know, it's taken away. The shower, you
yeah.
start talking to people. That's exactly right, Labola. I would hit that shower and I'm
Right.
having full conversations with people that are not there. Who am I talking to, you guys? Who is the one in that? What, I'm talking to an empty chair. There is nobody there. It is
Right.
me and said, look, Labola knows it's the empty chair. It is me and Satan talking one on one.
Right.
Um, yeah,
That's exactly
but
why
that's
I pray a little more
David
when I'm in
says
the
it
shower.
takes thought to have a thoughtful conversation. What is a thoughtful conversation? What is that? How is a thoughtful conversation different from conversation? I guess would be a better question there, I think.
Mm.
Soja says, I knew that both parties politically were equally hypocritical and equally self serving 30 years ago. That was the last time I voted. Very nice. Amazing.
Wow.
I will say that if it comes to like morals and one side, you can see evil on one side more than the other, I will say just vote your morals. But I mean, there's so much evil in this world, you guys. And it's being portrayed as good. A perfect example, okay? And I know maybe you guys aren't political, but look at Mike Pence, all right? Someone who proclaimed that they were this godly person, that everything they did was for God and through God and all of these things. And now we're finding out that maybe he liked boys and stuff. I mean, like all kinds of stuff. And then you find out, oh, you mean they had this information on him? Maybe that's why he pushed through
I
the
missed that
vote.
one.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, check it out. Look it up. But maybe that's why he pushed through that election vote so easily, is maybe he was afraid somebody had something on him. The people who claim to be the closest to God are usually the ones the furthest away.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? They use that as a manipulative tool to control you so you will love them. And it's fake. The whole thing was fake. That man is not of God. I can tell you that. He is of the ego and he is of self. And I knew it from the beginning, actually. I never liked the guy. So, okay. So, whatever it was, and this was even before I overcame, but I saw something in that man that I did not trust. I saw that I was like, man, something's not. Nobody has to, right, nobody goes to God like that and then proclaims it in the way he proclaimed it. If you're one with God, that's it. You don't have to tell anybody. So even though you could say, of course I believe in God and I follow, I'm a Christian, I follow those beliefs, he went way too far with it. Oh, I don't even look at another one. I haven't looked at another one. I don't talk to other women. Like, it's like he needs to prove something to us, man.
Right.
And in that, I saw it right then, but I think a lot of people had it tricked. But I think it's just a very good example of how evil works through people like that. And it's so deceptive. And that's why we cannot trust others. Trust no man. None.
No.
Only you can only trust what's in your own heart. And you must overcome to even trust that. Yep. Amazing.
Wait, there's a
All right.
verse that talks about that too. So I can't remember. I had to find it. Where I can't remember what you mentioned something about the heart,
Uh-huh.
our heart. Let me see if I could look it up because you know how how they tell us to.
Yeah. Well, you guys, hold on. I'm talking to chat here real quick. You guys,
Uh,
it is in fact, it's one of the main scriptures that I talk about. Bring all thought into captivity. God didn't say
yeah.
bring bad thought into captivity. He didn't say bring good thought into captivity. He said bring all thought into captivity. Now, why would he want all thought in captivity if it was yours and it was good? If thoughts are good and thoughts are yours, why would you need to bring them captive?
Hmm.
It's very deep, you
That's a
guys.
good
It's
verse.
very
Yeah,
deep
that's a great
stuff. Yeah.
verse. I like that one.
I think it's Corinthians 2 or something like that. Some Corinthians. It's in Corinthians. I think it's Corinthians 2. As a metaphor for a prideful person who is talking to themselves, implying they are empty inside. Yeah. Well, yeah, and he's saying that they're talking to the spirit inside of themselves, which is the devil.
Of
And
Second
yeah,
Corinthians 10:5.
2 Corinthians 10:5. There you go. That's what it is. Amazing. And you have that right there. Can you read it?
Yeah, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Christ. That was the King James version.
Yeah.
Let me. I'll put the NLT, New Living Translations. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing God. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Christ.
Hmm. Very interesting. That's a pretty big change. What about NIV, the
Uh,
New International
NIV.
Version?
Yeah. We demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ.
Hmm.
That's NIV.
Yeah. Very interesting. I think that a lot of time when we get into that newer um scripture, that a lot of time and I don't know, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like they try and soften what they're saying in it sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I think that we need to see that instead of softening it, we need to overcome that feeling that we need it softened.
Like I usually stay
Every
in the
thought.
King James version and the New King James
Yeah.
version.
Yeah, because the NIV pops up a lot of times, I'll read the
Hmm.
NIV first, but then I always go to King James. And anytime we read scripture, like on the channel here, and we read Bible verse. And if you guys want to come and read some Bible with me too, I would love for you guys to come and also read with me. I don't have to just be the only one reading, but yeah, I always read from the King James version as well. It's just there's something about the old world text, um
I
and
know.
the way that they talk about it straightforward without sugarcoating it, that I think is important, you know, in that way. And I think NIV is very close. I think there's a couple of things that are separate, but one of the things that Skylar told us yesterday, and I didn't know, that apparently NIV removed a couple of verses from some scripture.
Yeah, quite a few translations have removed some things. I noticed a while ago, like one of I think it's math. I can't remember which one it is. I'm about to look it up, but I know where they talks about Jesus. Um, like the disciples tried to get rid of a demon in somebody and they couldn't do it, and they went to Jesus and he had to do it, and it said you
Mm-hmm.
this can only be done through prayer and fasting.
Yeah.
It's only in like the King James version and the New King James version they actually removed the prayer and fasting part of it.
Right. Yep. We were talking about that last night. That's exactly right.
Really?
Yep. That's
Wow.
exactly the verse we were talking about last night that he said that they removed. He went over that exact verse, the praying and fasting. Why do you think they removed that?
I don't know, but that's very important.
Right? It is very important. I think it's like the key to it.
Yeah, it is.
Do
Like
you think that they did that because it's too hard for people to accept it, or do you think they did that because um that they don't think that praying and fasting is what it says it is? I mean, surely they have to think it's, if they think that it's okay to remove it, they have to think that there's another meaning behind it or something, I would think.
or that it's that important because the fasting part, because I've fasted numerous a few times in my life, and
Oh yeah.
um and even Jesus talks about when he mentions and when we fast, which indicates that we are supposed to fast, and you're
Hmm.
supposed to pair fasting with prayer.
Yeah.
Um, that's and even in a lot of churches, it's not really discussed a lot, in which
Yeah.
I don't understand because I have gotten close to because fasting denies your flesh. It denies the one
Yep.
thing that you
That's right.
need to survive is food. And so, and even in the one verse where it says, "Thou shalt not live on bread alone, but by every word from the mouth of God." I can't remember exactly, but yeah, we are supposed to when you fast too, and you deny yourself food, you're supposed to then feed on the word, and then
Hmm.
get that's how you get a little closer to God, man. And
Yeah.
I think that's very important. And a lot of things that and I don't know why a lot more churches don't preach that.
Yeah, and I'm into fasting too. I mean, not
Oh yeah.
not just
Hmm.
yeah. I've done intermittent fasting for since like 2014. I still only eat between like noon and 7. I don't
Hmm.
ingest food any other time other than that. So I still do. But me and the wife just did a 48-hour fast like a week ago.
How was it?
Oh, absolutely amazing. I love fasting. I mean, of course
Yeah.
you have to overcome. It's all thoughts in your head and but I can but because I fast already, basically every day, once seven
Hmm.
o'clock hits at night, all the hunger's gone. I'm
Oh yeah.
only hungry between noon and 7 now. Before that,
Wow.
I'm not hungry. And after that, my body, because I've done it for so many years, that's the
Hmm.
only time my body knows food's coming into it. And
Yeah,
so
and
it,
I fasted for 7 days while being in this program.
oh, really?
Yeah,
This time, this
yeah,
in this last year?
yeah.
Nice, brother.
I
Amazing.
fasted. Something happened, and I was supposed to phase up to phase 3, and I had a reaction. Being still had some anger in me,
Hmm.
and as far along as I was in a program, they was like, "Well, we don't think you're ready to move up." And I was like, "Man, God, like, because that's another time I kind of almost wanted to leave the program. I'm like, screw this, man. Y'all hold me back for some dumb, and I'm thinking it's dumb or whatever." And
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, you know what? A matter of fact, I fast started September 1st. They had a cookout, and the guys smoked some ribs, and I love ribs and barbecue,
Hmm.
and that was my first day to fast, and I just prayed more, and for 7 days I
Yep.
didn't eat.
That's
Yep.
amazing that you overcame that food like that though, and right there when they were all cooking up and stuff and having
And I was
that
right
little get
there,
together.
all in the smoke, just standing
Yep.
around them talking, and
Yep.
I didn't eat.
And
Yeah, did
and
not eat.
do you think that that's important to face those things and not have to hide from them? It's like I think
Hmm.
some and I don't want to say any names, but like sometimes people can't be around people who like smoke weed or something after they've quit smoking because
Hmm.
that is going to affect them somehow. Do you think it's
Yeah.
important to be able to face those and not be
Yeah.
affected by it? Yeah,
Yeah, you're not going to be able to
absolutely.
be to run from stuff because look, too. So I was Smokey and Banks. That was my gamer tag, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
you know, when I graduated, my sons was up here, and my sons are avid pot smokers.
Mhm.
And I'm in Aunt's car, and the whole time, every time I'm in his car, it smells like a pound. And it's
Yep.
just like I'm not even. I am so over that because what I was doing was putting all that before God. Like I was smoking before
Absolutely.
this. I was get up in the morning, not pray. I would get up in the morning first,
Yep.
just wake and bake. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
I
And
don't want
and
anything. Go ahead.
yeah, no, well, just that would be what you identify with. It was like it was what made us, who we were at the time.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
instead of God making us who we were, we identified with that. So no, I'm right there
yep,
with you, brother. I understand exactly what you were saying.
yeah.
Overcoming that is it's perfect to see what's going on inside yourself like that to be able to
Right.
overcome it. So that's absolutely amazing. Okay,
Definitely, bro.
I think they're talking to each other over here. I was just looking at chat real quick to see what's going on
Okay,
over
you're
there, but
good. Yeah, I went back to look at it too.
I think they're talking to each other. Yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. It's so important, and not just like with addiction or whatever, but with every single thing, and just as important with evil. Going and facing, being able to face evil in somebody, whether it be just your coworker or a random person or your wife or your friend or whoever, right? Going and facing that and not having to run away from it also is huge, I think. I think
Hmm.
being able to go and maneuver through the world, right? We have to maneuver through this world and it's going to
Yeah.
be evil everywhere. And if you have to hide from every situation or pull back or not be, you're just going to be running. You'll spend your whole life running from everything and you'll never be able to experience a real moment because you'll have to hide from every single thing that's out there. And in that way, have you even overcome,
No, no,
right?
not
If
not if
you're
you're running.
tempted, yeah, if you're tempted and you can't control yourself, you haven't even
Mhm.
overcome. Yeah,
No.
so I don't know, it's very interesting. I see a lot of people, actually I talked to several people in here that have that exact issue with they don't want to be around anybody who's doing that. And it affects them and I just always think I think man, they should overcome that. They should
Right.
overcome let anything affect them no matter what it is. So
Right. Right.
it was almost like it reminds me, and I haven't done, meth for a long time, right?
Hmm.
I had an issue with that in the past, but one time, and this is a long, long time ago, you guys, like 15 years ago or something. Okay, so I'm telling a story from way in the past, but I had quit, and I had been quit for a long time. I mean, I quit that back in like 2006 or something, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I've been like 20 years sober from that stuff. So but like back in, I don't know, probably like 2012 or something, a buddy of mine showed up and he had some.
Hmm.
And he was showing me and everything, and I had overcome it, no problem. It did not affect me whatsoever. But even at that time, I was like, "Hey, man, do it! Like, I want to see it. I want to sit here and watch you do it and see that it doesn't affect me at all." And so, and I didn't even know that that's what was going on inside. That I was overcoming like that then because I just thought that I quit it, and I was done with that. But yeah,
Right.
he broke it out, did it right in front of me, and I was not affected at all by it. And then, you know
Wow.
what? That's like I haven't had a real problem my whole life. I think that most people have seen that. Like when I want to quit something, man, I quit it and I overcome that moment. And I mean, I don't do it anymore. You know how disciplined I get with like food,
You're
exercise,
very, yeah.
those
You're very
things. And
disciplined. Hmm.
yeah, I think that that all goes hand in hand with, giving up drugs and giving up, sex, giving up, women like that, and
Hmm.
um, lust, lusting after women. I find myself now, and I don't know what you think, but I find myself now if I see like a group of girls walking by or something, I used to like stare, obviously. I mean, that's a
Hmm.
normal thing for a man. We're looking. Now I find myself looking away and like, and just, I don't know, it just gives me this relief. So different than like falling into it. I'm like trying to look at all these girls' butts and
Right.
oh look
Ah,
at her
yeah.
and oh look at this one and the only thing you do is you instantly start thinking about lusting over them. I mean, you're
Right.
instantly in that lustful state. And now it's like I want them to look over and see that there's people in this world that don't pay attention to that stuff,
Mm.
that there's people in this world who don't care, who don't lust over you, who don't care about any of that stuff. There he is, connoisseur in the house, brother.
Mm.
Welcome. Where have you been, sir? But yeah, and so I don't know. It's not one of those things where I feel like I have to do it. I can walk by and look at someone. It's not a big deal. But I don't know. There's just something rewarding to me about seeing it, looking away, and feeling nothing about it. Whenever I spent my whole life doing the opposite.
Yeah.
So I know it's small things. It's like those small battles
No, but
sometimes.
I agree with you on that, man, because I've noticed that myself too. Like I'm not, I mean, sometimes like I'm not gonna say I look away every time I'll look, but it's not like how it used to be. And especially
Hmm.
too, I've been in I don't haven't been seeing a lot of women lately. Like being in
Yep.
this addiction recovery place, rehab with nothing but men, like I'm not like I don't know, it's weird, man. Like and even like cause we'll talk about with me being getting divorced and possibly I'm not even worried about another relationship and I'm to the point
Yep.
now like because I like chased after sex and put sex like I made sex my god like I
Oh,
like I did cocaine
women
and
were my god. Yeah, women
women.
were my god my whole life.
So I is you know what? After this divorce, Toots, and I've come to terms like I would be. I don't even. I'm to the point where I don't even want to have premarital sex. Like unless I get
Yep.
married again. Like that's where I'm at with it, man. Like I don't.
Yep.
I'm like I've lived in sexual immorality for a lot of years of my life, bro. And I'm to the point now, like I know how special it is, and it's supposed to be between, be between a man and a
Yeah,
woman, or not a
absolutely.
man and a woman, but a husband and a wife,
Husband and
should I
wife. Yeah,
say?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
that's
A
how it's
man and
supposed to be
woman too.
shared.
You were
Well,
also right about
yeah,
that part. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. You were also right
That
about that
goes
part.
without said for me, but you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm to the point
absolutely.
like I don't even want to have premarital sex, bro.
Yeah,
Like
and
that's where I'm at with it.
no, I'm in a complete agreement. I understand completely. Smokey, I'm married, and I can tell you, I can't remember the last time I had sex, and I don't even care. It does
Yeah,
not bother me one bit. And I haven't even thought about it. And in fact, now I see it. I'm thinking, if I'm not having babies, is there any other reason to have sex? Is there any other reason? It's all ego emotion based other
and
than having
pleasure
babies,
seeking.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
outside like
so,
that was the main purpose for it was
yep, absolutely.
procreation.
And I can't tell you, it might have been a year since I've had I can't even remember, man. And I feel nothing about it. And I chased just like you said. I was all about that. I was all about I was a slut maker.
Me too, brother.
I was all about making sluts, man.
Me
That was
too.
what I lived for.
Me too,
Absolutely.
man. Like, oh, it was
Yep.
disgusting.
Yeah. And
Like,
so now I don't even know if I have it, I guess again someday. I don't even know, man. I have
mm,
no idea, but I have no interest in it whatsoever. It's like one of those things that I guess God took it away for me. So if I never have it again, I guess, oh well, I don't know. I guess if I
I
get to
kind of
that
feel that
point
way too.
where I feel something about it, then I'll see, but as of right now, I can't, like I said, I can't remember when, and I have no drive for it whatsoever in that way. No lustfulness in me whatsoever. So it's
Yeah,
amazing, man. God has
that's a
truly
good
changed
feeling.
my heart. Yeah. He
Amen.
really did, man. He took me and he was like, all right, man, you ready for this? I'm about to change everything. And he
Right,
did.
right.
He flipped my whole world. It is night and day from where it was. And it's even as much as like when we were building this house, it was so good for me to
Hmm.
overcome things. I was really overcoming at that time and still dealing with all that stuff inside. And so coming over here, I would get mad, stuff would happen here that, wasn't going the way I wanted it to or wasn't going the way
Yeah.
I planned it to. And then I was getting angry. And man, just because it was during that time that I was overcoming, it was like that slowly started going away. I would show up here and something would go wrong and I'd go, "Hey, we'll fix it."
Right.
What
It
is there
is
to
what it
even be
is.
upset about? I
Right.
can't even imagine it. And so now it's like it's completely gone. My wife, so when the builders built our house, they the very end, like everything was really good at the beginning, but at the very end, there was a big ice storm coming. And so they kind of like slapped the rest of the house together in like 2 weeks or something.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
flooring and all of that stuff went down real fast. And I told them I wanted that because I needed to get in and moved in here. Well, in doing so, they just did a really bad job on the flooring. It's all messed up. It's got bad spots in it. It's pushed up in spots. It's not put together right. It's
Mm.
unlevel. The whole floor is just wavy all over the place. It's bad. It's really bad. But I don't care about it. It's not like it's fine. I'll fix it whenever the time comes. But
Right.
my wife, she hadn't quite completely overcome at that time, and she was very mad about the floors, and
Mm.
she was wanting to sue the builder, and she was wanting to go. And at the time, since I had overcome, I told her I was like, hey, um, I don't care about that. Like
Right.
I understand that you're mad or whatever. Go be mad, but don't bring me into it. I feel nothing about it, and I'm done being angry. So it's over for me. And she didn't tell me anything, right? But just
Mm.
recently, like a month ago, she told me she's like, I never told you, but I was so mad at you for not being in agreement to be angry about that floor. She resented me over that moment, which is amazing that she overcome it, right? On her own. She never even told me this. She did not tell me until months later that she even overcame it. But she said,
Really.
yeah. And then I saw though that it fixed her even because she saw that even though she thought that I should be angry and I wasn't, it helped her see like, wait a minute, why am I angry? Hold on a second. What's going on in me? And so again, she just kept pushing more and more forward to working on herself. And now she doesn't have that at all anymore. Now she came to me and she told me, she's like, I was so mad at you. She's like, I never
Wow.
said anything, but and she just sat with it and she overcame. But man, she said it was like, it was so, I could not understand how you couldn't be mad about it. She couldn't
Wow.
get to that. Yeah. And so it's deep. So see, yeah, even my wife, it's amazing when you have someone in your life like that that's overcoming at the same time.
Yeah, it
It
is, man.
is, yeah, it's very deep. So I'm very lucky, you guys. I am lucky that she did that because I can tell you we were headed straight for divorce. There was no way that she was going to be okay with being with me when I was overcoming and she was in the fallen state. She was not happy about it. She hated it. She told me I was in a cult and all when I first started, when I first came to Bond and everything, she hated it, man. She
Really?
was so mad. But yeah, but it wasn't her. It was that spirit that was inside of her. And
Wow.
then one day we were watching like The Fallen State or something, and somebody said something, and they said something like, I've spent my whole life hating my father. I never even knew him, but since my mom hated him, I took her identity and I hated him my whole life, right?
Mm.
And I guess it just hit my old lady. She was like, "Whoa, that is me." She never even knew her dad. Her dad gave her up for adoption when she was very young. She didn't even meet him until she was like 18, so she never really got to know him. So everything she knew about her father was from her mother, was
Wow.
all her mother's identity. And just
Wow.
hearing that, it freed her from it. Right then in that moment, you could see she overcame in
amazing,
that
man.
moment. Yeah, it was
Like,
beautiful.
that-
It
oh,
was deep. Yeah. And I saw and so I'm watching it and like it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen because I know what happened in me. And then I'm sitting here in real time watching her and I'm like, whoa, this is deep, you guys. So yeah, anybody that wants to put forward the effort to see what's going on, they can overcome it. And I mean, I don't know, we don't talk about it a whole lot, but my wife was abused really bad by her family members when she was young. So to overcome that and go and forgive those people, that's deep,
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah,
That
it
is
is.
really, really deep. So everybody, if she can overcome these things that happened to her, I'm telling you, if I told you what happened, you guys, these are things that people unalive themselves for stuff like this. They
Wow.
cannot overcome these situations that happened to them, and she overcame it. So it's absolutely amazing and beautiful, man. And that was all in her. I couldn't give that to her, Smokey. That was what was driving me nuts. Is I found this amazing, perfect thing, right? And I'm going through it, and it's so good. And all I want to do is give it to her, so she can have that too. And I could not give it to her. I had to let go of it completely. I had to look at her and say, okay, I'm willing to, that this relationship is going to end if it has to. Like I had to see that no matter what I had to overcome, and if it was the end of my marriage, if my kids never talked to me again, right? I had to go through all of that stuff. And
Right.
man, it was perfect. It was absolutely perfect, especially when it happened. I mean, you couldn't have asked for just that more perfect moment. And it's so rare, especially with women these days, you guys. I mean, that emotional state that is in women, it is so hard for them to overcome. That's why
Really
they
is, man.
they need that guidance from. Now I'm not saying that they can only a woman can overcome without a man, right? It doesn't take the man to do it. It's within themselves. Even when when they're with the man and they follow his lead, it's still inside of them that they overcome. But that's why it's so important for us as men to guide that, to be the light, to guide not only our children but our wives back to the
Yeah.
Father. It is
Mhm.
our responsibility as men, and we're the ones who are stable emotionally that can do that. But not when we have the spirit of our mother in us. Then we're emotional just like our mothers. We're just the same as our mothers.
And I spent the majority of my life that way too.
Yep.
Really.
That's right. Oh, me too. And my mom has that spirit of worry, that spirit of anxiety. And
Mhm.
I didn't even realize how strong it was in me. But after I overcame it, I was like, wow, I lived my whole life in the spirit of my mom.
Mm.
Everything, I was worried my whole life about everything. Oh man, what can happen? Oh, what am I going to do about this? What am I going to do about that? My God, as soon as I let go of that and gave up control, everything became
Yeah.
perfect. What
That's
am I going to
awesome.
do? Nothing. I'm going to do absolutely nothing about it, and it's going to work out perfectly of its own course. I'll just do whatever needs to be done when the time comes. Stop thinking about it ahead of time. You get to that moment and you just go through it. It's
Right.
fucking amazing, man. It is absolutely the most perfect thing I've ever done was going through these moments. So
Telling you, man.
Yep.
It's a freeing thing, man. It's a
It
freeing
is
thing.
totally freeing. Yeah. It
Hmm.
sets you free from everything that has held you back your whole life that you thought it was something else holding you back, but it was that. It was
Right,
that thought, it was that evil that lived inside of us that held us back, man. It is
right,
so
right.
freeing. So,
It really is,
and this is
brother.
absolutely amazing, you guys. Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
Not in particular, man. I'm
Okay.
just
All right.
going with the flow. Like
Yeah.
this is
No,
awesome.
if you have anything you want to talk about though, or anything at all, just feel free to just let them have it. Or if you want to talk to Chad or anything, or anybody in here that, or if you guys, hey, if you guys have any more questions for Anthony, you guys ask away. I know it looks to me like chats might be into themselves a little bit over here
That's
right now.
fine,
So
right? I think
that
they're
tends to
listening from
happen
time to time.
sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah,
sometimes in
I
here
get
we
it.
just have to let go of control and just see what happens, man.
Right. Not a submission.
Yep, that's right. Through God, man. That's
Right.
what we have to do. Not of
Amen.
ourselves, you guys. Yeah. We have to stop thinking that we're in control. Man, when we
Right.
try and control things, how messed up does the world get?
I know in my little world it was all screwed up. So
Upside down.
right,
Absolutely
bro.
upside down. Yep. And then as soon as, man, it's so deep too, because as soon as I gave up trying to control everything, nothing went wrong after that. It's like everything just now that I see there, and you have to realize that there's no good or bad. There's just situations to overcome,
Right.
right? So there
Hmm.
is no real good or bad. That's all in the perception of man. You know,
Right.
they think it's bad because they can't overcome it, but I don't see anything bad anymore. Now it's just, hey, here comes the next thing. I overcome it and we move on. So there is no good or bad. There's no up and down. It's very, very peaceful. And I always say boring. I
Yeah.
love boring, man. Boring is the best thing I could have. Two things that I enjoy very much is being bored and being dumb.
Oh, I appreciate you, Chad. All right, Ace. I appreciate that, man, and I really appreciate you, Labola.
Yep. Amazing. There's so much
Yeah,
love in this group, you
it
guys. There
really
is so
is,
much
man.
love.
It
Yep.
really is, bro.
It's amazing. And
This is
even when you see them like, going back and forth in the chat, I
hmm
promise you that at least 80% of the time, because some people just are just being obnoxious, but 80% of the time, they're
course.
doing it out of love.
Yeah, yeah,
They're trying to give somebody something that they have, to give it to their friends. I mean, nothing is better than that. It's just that most people don't realize you can't give them that they have to get it themselves. You can just
right,
point them in the direction. So,
right, right.
yeah, little Smokey is the best guest yet. Man, amazing.
That is,
I
that
can
is.
I can feel the love, you guys.
Me too, Toots. Me too.
Yeah, it's so good. Well, man, dude, again, I am just absolutely so glad that you came and joined us.
Me
I
too,
mean,
bro.
I couldn't have asked for a more perfect coming back together, a return to our friendship like this,
Right,
in
right.
this way now as brothers of Christ, as
Hmm.
sons of God, and and not only returning to that, but returning to to each other. So
Yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
amazing, man.
It
And
is smoky.
it's deep. It's really
Yeah.
deep, you guys, especially if you knew our past that we've been through with everything. These moments, I could, man, if you would have talked to us like 5 years ago, there's no way I would have said these moments were going to happen.
No.
You know what I mean?
No way,
There's
bro.
no
No
way I would
way.
have thought for a second we'd be sitting here in fellowship talking about God with
Right.
with this group of people, man. There's no way I
Telling you,
could have
bro.
seen that. So we don't know what the future is going to hold for us, man.
Really don't.
We
But
cannot
either way,
we
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Oh, well, because I know it's going to be perfect no matter what.
Right.
There is
Right.
nothing that can happen anymore to me that will show me that whatever God's will is absolutely perfect. There is no imperfection in God's will.
Yeah.
Ace said,
None
no
at all,
problem,
bro.
Smokey. You're amazing for standing up in stream and showing the world to overcome.
Hey, got to give God the glory for that one, Ace.
That's right.
Because without him,
Yep.
I'm nothing, man. Like,
Nice, amazing. And Ace has been around a while. So Ace was here before we kind of did fellowship. He's been here from the gaming channel and all the stuff. So
oh,
but
for real?
Ace knows
That's awesome.
and yeah, and Ace can vouch for this that I've been talking about this though way before we started the fellowship. I
Yeah.
think probably last year I was probably telling Ace something very similar to this, and letting him know that he should overcome this stuff and overcome these thoughts and what was going on inside of him. So he knows that he has grown with us here. Ace has
Mm,
grown with us together.
that's
And
awesome.
I'm gonna tell you, Smokey, Ace has come a long way as well. You
Yeah.
can really see when people are working on themselves, and
Hmm.
then
Oh, you
it
could definitely
changes
see it.
their heart. Yeah, it changes their heart, and then they don't act like the same person, man. They
Hmm.
are, yeah, Ace says he's been here since 500 subscribers. They it changes their heart. And again, I know that Ace, he gives me credit. He thanks me a lot, but I tell him all the time, man, that is God. God worked through me into him, and now God's working through him, and it's absolutely perfect. And he just keeps growing more and more. And he's young. I mean, I think Ace is like 18 or 19, something
Oh,
like that.
really? Wow.
Yeah. So, just yes, I have a clip to edit for your community too. It's nice, brother. Well, edit away. That's what Ace does. He makes like edits for small content creators to promote them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so he'll go and he'll talk to a content creator, and then he'll take some clips from their videos and he'll put it together in a short promoting them. Now,
That's
and it's not
awesome,
about him at
bro.
all. It's
Yeah.
all about promoting the other creators. In fact, Ace even tells people like, don't subscribe to me, go and subscribe to the people I'm promoting. So
That's
he's
awesome.
very selfless. Yeah, he's very selfless, and it's absolutely
Yes,
amazing.
definitely is.
Yeah, very deep, very deep. Well, what do you think, man? You guys got anything else to talk about here? I can tell you that I am absolutely exhausted,
Yeah.
but if you guys want to talk, or you got anything else to keep going with, I mean, I'm willing to stay with it for whatever we need to do here. So
Well, 18. Ace is 18. Oh man,
18.
that's a blessing, man.
Yep.
Amen.
God bless
God
him,
is
man.
good. Yes,
Yep.
for real.
That's absolutely right. And also, with like seeing that in my kids, I see Ace, I see a lot of what my boys went through, and that he's seeing that at a much younger age than them. He's got a real chance to overcome as he goes on, as long as he stays with it.
Could you imagine
It's
us
I
at 18? Like get
I
like
mean, come on, brother. Wow, what a different
mm,
world this would be for us right now had we known this at that age.
at
But
18. Oh man.
I don't want for that, because I don't know, whatever God's plan was, it
Exactly.
led me right here, man.
Right, right. And I'm a toots, and I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life, bro. Like
Me too,
sitting in
brother.
a sober house right here, right now. Being able to work, get reunited with you on doing what we've done tonight, and just like talked about what we talked about. Like I am the happiest I've ever been.
Yep. Me too, brother. I am, and it's not even like an emotional, but it's that perfect peace. There is such just a
Right.
peacefulness within me that
Hmm.
it is happiness, but it doesn't come out emotionally. It comes out with
Yeah.
that perfect peacefulness where it's almost like you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
There's
Content.
there's
I
yep,
am content.
there's zero to worry about anymore, guys. I've
Right.
given up on that. I don't, and I couldn't even imagine going back after this. How is it that people can come to this? Do you think that they never really come to this spot that we're at if they fall back to the ways of the flesh?
Mm-mm.
They never made it this far. Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't see how someone could. I do not see how someone could come this far, seeing what I know now and what I've been through, and then think, well, I'm just gonna go back to my old ways.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. That. Yeah. I don't. I can't see how anybody would want to. Me personally, like, why to go back to where
And
know
how
you
could you
came
put
from?
the blinders back on?
I know. How could you? You can't unsee stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very saying, and I always it's kind of like akin to that movie They Live, right?
Hmm.
Where when they put when Roddy Piper, he puts those glasses on,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like and then he has to do it over and over again, because now it's all about seeing. See, before it was about
Hmm.
not seeing, and then once he put them on, he's like, okay, wait a minute. Now that I've been given this ability. I mean, there's actually some deep meaning in that movie, even though it's kind of
Yeah,
a
there is.
goofy movie. But yeah, being able to see. None are so blind as those who will not see. If
Mm,
you won't see it, you'll live your whole life that way. You'll never
yeah.
overcome it because you won't allow yourself to see. You won't let go of thinking that you know already.
Right.
Most people think they know it and they won't let go of it and then they'll never see it.
Right. Right.
Where you're at up there, um, is it like in the city? Are you in the main city or are you out away from the city a little bit?
It's well, the main buildings because where I am now, the they call it the launch house, phase four. It's the launch house. It's kind of in a little. We're actually by Firestone Golf Course where Tiger
Hmm.
Woods has played, and
Yeah.
it's so. But the main house, the main restore building, is kind of in. It's kind of in the middle of the woods a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And the crazy thing about that too, it being in the woods. Like you know how in the Bible there's a lot of talk about there's God, people have come to found God like in the wilderness, they through the trials and tribute whatever they've
Yeah.
been in the wilderness. Like he's kept the Egyptian when they left Egypt, the Jews when they left Egypt, they were in the wilderness roaming for 40 years.
Hmm.
Um, when I would argue with Randy, I would, especially towards the last before I came to restore, I would say to her, I just need to go be in the wilderness with a bunch of Christian men.
Hmm.
And darn it, that's exactly where I ended up.
That's what
In
happened.
in the
Yep.
woods with a bunch of Christian men.
Hmm.
And to me, when I realized that, I was talking to Pastor Jeff, the counselor, and I realized that I wept a little bit, man, because it's like, oh my God, God heard me. God heard
Yep.
what I was asking
Man, that's
for,
deep.
and He brought me to that place.
Yep.
Like that, when I realized that, yeah, I shed some tears
Yeah.
because it's like He
Absolutely. That's
heard me.
absolutely
He heard me
amazing.
crying for help. He knew He heard me,
Yep.
man.
Yeah, but he needed you to wait until he broke you of
Hmm.
everything before he
Yeah,
put you there. He wanted to
yeah,
completely make sure that you were broken. That way you could completely come back new. He didn't want you to keep any of those old identities. He wanted you back new. Oh, I was going to ask you too. Have you seen anybody come through the course that was just totally fake?
yeah, yeah. I have, and they don't last long. People's trying to fake the
Ah,
funk through here. They don't last long. God, He shakes that tree, man. He'll shake that tree.
yeah.
It shake. And, and and it's sad because one of the guys who was trying to fake his way through, I kind of got into it with him, but we always squashed it and and made amends to each other. But he ended up getting exited out the program, and literally within a month he OD'd and died. Like
Wow.
that
Oh
uh
man.
that uh that bothered me, a little bit. Like
Hmm.
we slept under the same roof. You know what I'm saying? We was, yeah. Like on Family Day, I talked to his sons, his little boys. Like
Yep.
I met his people. He met my mom and my people, and yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he
I
died.
guess I would say probably. I mean, God put that in front of you so you could see it, man.
Mm-hmm.
God wanted you to see that because you need to see that what you have, it's not in every man. You're given a gift that is yours and yours alone, and not
Yes.
everyone will be given that gift.
Mm-mm.
Of course, because they won't come to it themselves. God doesn't go to people. You must go
No.
to God. Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah.
people are waiting, they think, and that's so weird. I think church does that too for some reason. Church gives you that mentality like you're in there, you like all you got to do is just wait on God.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna, and you don't have to actually do anything when they tell you to go and um, you know ask for forgiveness for Christ. Well, how can you do that when you haven't even admitted that you're wrong or began to forgive others, but you expect Christ to forgive you? And the church
Right.
doesn't really explain that very well, at least from what I've seen. They don't really explain to you, hey, you first have to admit you're wrong and go and forgive before you come and be forgiven. And because it
Yeah.
doesn't even say to ask for forgiveness, it says go and forgive and
And
I
then
will
you will be.
forgive you.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
need to forgive first to be forgiven.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes, we
Exactly right.
do.
So when we just go and we sin and then we walk into church and say, "Oh, Jesus, I'm a sinner. Please forgive me." That's not how it works. I don't know why churches don't say, "Hey, you got to admit you're wrong and go and
Hmm.
forgive." Even when they do that, I don't think most people even admit they're wrong. They
No,
just go and
no.
they ask for that forgiveness, but then they just go back and do the same thing over and over again.
Right.
They don't even see that they're wrong for what they're doing or for what they have in their hearts. So, I and that's why I was like I say, man, well, this is so different. Isn't it so different? And imagine if this was every church. Imagine if when you walked into a church, there's no judgment. You come in, you sit down. It's all different people talking about things, and at the end of the day, even if you might not agree, there's no hate.
Yeah. No.
You
Yeah.
know, it's not a place where you just go to get preached at.
Right. Right.
You know, even I think it would be even better if you're gonna go to some place where they just read scripture. Wouldn't it be cool if it like everybody takes turn reading a verse and it just goes around the room?
Yeah. And then everybody talks about said verse that was read. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I just think that there can be so much more involvement than just seeking that from one man. And not only that, why do we regard these pastors and preachers in such a high way when we don't even know what's in their hearts? Could they not just all be lying? When we
At the
put
end of
them
the
in that
day, they
higher
are human.
place like that, yeah, when we put them in that higher place like that, we're almost putting them on that same level as like Jesus or God,
Hmm.
and we shouldn't do that. They are just men. They may know the word
Hmm.
and they God may work through them to you, but it's not them. It is
Yeah.
not even them when that happens. It is God that works through them. And I'm pretty sure from what I've seen, most um pastors or ministers, they haven't truly overcome that spirit. They know all about the book. They have a great vast knowledge of the Bible and the
Hmm.
word, but they still haven't overcome that spirit.
Right.
And a
Right.
lot of that comes out like what I was saying when I saw that guy like ban those guys and get angry. You
Mm,
see in the
yeah.
churches, if you question the preacher at all, it's like they get an ego trip, they get angry, and then they don't want you there. You know, you
Right.
become an outcast from the church. And I don't know why, because you would think it'd be the opposite. Shoot, question me, you guys. I
Right.
want
Right.
that. I think that that's healthy. If I'm not being questioned and able to overcome that, what kind of individual, how am I to be a teacher if I can't overcome anything you guys bring at me like that?
Right.
If you
I
can't
totally
overcome,
agree
you
with that.
guys, you cannot teach anybody if you can't overcome yourself.
I agree.
You'll only turn them over to Satan.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice. This chat, man. These guys in chat sometimes, man. They absolutely love each other, but it's like that brotherly love where they just are constantly giving each other shit over and over and over
Yeah.
again.
I see it. I'm with you. I see it.
And then
Yeah.
and then I'm telling you, and then at the end of the day, they're all like, "Hey man, you guys want to go hang out and get a beer?" It's
Right.
like it's just like that brotherly love, man, that where
Right.
they have to give each other shit. But it's like they truly love each other. And it's beautiful because like I always tell them, it's like, man, look at where you guys are at right now.
Hmm.
Imagine all the places on YouTube people could be right now, Smokey, and these guys are here with us.
Here with us, I
That's
greatly
so deep.
appreciate you guys for that, man. I thank them for that, and once again, Toots, I thank you for inviting me on this channel, man. Like I invite you, I appreciate you for inviting me on here, man. I really do.
Amazing. Yeah, well, you know what? Oh, yeah, and you're very welcome, brother. Absolutely, man. And it's anytime. You are always welcome here. Anytime you want, you just say the word and you can be right here with me. But you know what? Since we're before we because I'm probably gonna get off here in a minute, but before I do, we haven't
Hmm.
really talked about what the topic was tonight, which is there more than one God? What do you think about that?
There's something in the Bible where it says, "You shall put no gods before me." So, I mean, I guess there are. If it's in the Bible, and I believe the Bible is true, is all truth. So, yeah, God literally says, "There shall be no other gods before me."
Hmm.
So I do believe there are.
Very, very interesting. You don't know what
I
that's
can't
from.
go into explanation. Hold on.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
look it up.
okay. That's just like
I'll
me,
look it
man.
up.
I can't remember every single no, so absolutely, man. I was just curious if you remembered. Um, so do you think that he meant actual gods or um what we make gods inside of
I
ourselves?
I believe I believe a little bit of both. It's in Exodus 23. You shall have no other gods before me. And like I think said it since we've been on here together that I made women my god. I've made drugs and alcohol my god.
Yeah, exactly,
I
right?
made video games my god. Like anything that
Yep,
you put before marijuana, like
that's
so
right.
you know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. So I
No,
you know
100%.
yeah.
And I think that right there is what he's talking about. In that scripture
Hmm.
right there, I think that that's what he's talking about. It's not because he doesn't see them as gods, but we do.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that that's his way of explaining you cannot put your gods above me.
Yeah, because it's anything that you, because yeah, I've been there. I've worshipped women, like I've worshipped vagina. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
absolutely. But you know what?
Like
That's
that's.
so deep because how is it that's the same that's like the number one story in the Bible, right? That's
Hmm.
Genesis, Adam and Eve,
Hmm.
right? Isn't that in
Hmm.
Genesis?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like the
What?
very number one story. It's also the first thing that happened to man and woman. So it's like the very first situation of them dealing with evil in
Hmm.
the garden. And the exact same thing is still going on today in every man and every woman.
Yep.
How is that possible that we cannot overcome that spirit when so many people have that faith in the Bible and know what's in there, and yet it's still in the hearts of almost, maybe not all, but almost every single man and woman? The exact same thing is still going on. Women
Yeah.
make
It's
Satan their God, and men make women their God.
yeah. It's.
Isn't
I
that
don't
deep
know.
though? How have we not overcome that? I just I don't know. And then it makes me wonder, like all the people who have studied the Bible and done all this stuff and all these, churches and pastors and preachers, and yet I just see very few people. I definitely haven't seen anybody that has overcome that spirit from birth, but
Yeah.
except for Jesus, of course. But even as adults, it's like that, I don't know.
That
People
reminds me of that
are really
scripture.
struggling to overcome that.
I just looked it up. Romans 7:15. For what
Okay.
I am doing, it says, for what I am doing, I do not understand. For what I
Hmm.
will to do, that I do not practice. But what I hate, that I do.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm
Hold
saying?
on.
Like,
I've got it here. You're gonna love this.
mm,
Ugh. Romans 7:15.
yeah.
Oh, I do not understand what I do, for what I want to do, I do not, but what I hate, I do. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very
Like, and
important
that's
scripture.
Paul saying that. That's Paul
Yep.
saying that. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So,
It's very, very important to
yes,
understand that
sir.
that's what's going on inside of us, that it's not us. We
Right.
know that we want to do good. We know that we want to do right, and yet we still can't. There is a spirit that lives within us that is controlling that, that is not us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not us. Man, that is deep. Very nice. Amazing,
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Also, Galatians 6:4 says, "Do not compare yourself with others, but look at your own works." That's also something that kind of goes along with that. Is we compare ourselves to everybody. Our whole life is about comparing ourselves to our neighbor, to your coworkers, to your friends, to other people, and
Mm,
when
yeah.
we do that, we cannot work on our. We can't fix what's wrong with us if we're comparing ourselves to others.
And then okay, so you read that in verse. Okay, I got the King James, New King James. But let
Hmm.
each one examine his own work, and then he
Yeah.
will have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. And then the one after that, verse 5 says, for each one shall bear his own load. I like
Yep.
that.
Amazing, bro. Yeah, I kind of on that one I did just kind of jot it down the gist of it. That isn't actually
Yeah.
verbatim scripture, obviously, what I wrote. But
No, but
yeah,
I
no,
like it though, man. Like
yeah,
I
you
dig
nailed it.
that.
Yeah, I think it's a very important one. Um, so and also Galatians 6:3 says, "For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself."
Mm.
Yep. We are nothing, man. And this is all stuff
No.
that I talk about. This is why I write these down because this is exactly what like we talk about in fellowship a lot. And it's just like that. Like we are nothing, man. We are
No.
absolutely nothing. We are of ourselves, we are nothing, and we've got to let go thinking that we are. When we think that we
Right.
are something, we're playing God.
Yeah, we are.
We are
Yeah, we
playing
are.
God. We're trying to control everything, and we have got to let go of that. So
Right. Right.
Michael's here
Definitely
spiritually.
do,
Nice, you
brother.
guys. All right, man. Well, amazing, Smokey. I guess we'll
Yeah.
wrap it up here and
I'm cool with that. I'm a little sleepy.
yeah. Nice, man. Well, hey,
Yeah.
again,
This was
thank you
awesome
so
too.
much. Yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you,
much for
brother.
hanging out. It's been absolutely amazing, and
Yes, it has.
I definitely want to do it again. Hopefully soon.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We definitely
And
can, bro.
and also we're doing some round tables. I call it Nights of the Round Table, but it's NIGHT like nighttime.
Oh, okay. I like that.
And so we're doing this little Knights of the Round Table thing. And man, it would be awesome if you could come on the panel with us.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to.
Yeah.
I'll be in touch with you. So just
Yeah.
let me know
Oh,
whenever,
oh, definitely. Yeah. Oh, no, for sure. And we try and do that like on weekends and stuff because, to get people. And that's why we did it last night. And it was
Okay.
so good last night. It was very deep. So if you want to, I leave all the fellowships up on the channel.
Oh, you
So
do?
if you're ever
Okay.
looking or searching, I mean, just check the titles and stuff and see if it's something that you want to, and then usually it gets pretty deep in these. Just kind of like
Yeah.
what we dealt with tonight. They're very deep and there's so much in it and so many different things on different levels are happening, like including with chat and what's going on in there and back and forth. So I don't know. There's just some very deep stuff going on, some good lessons. So if you want to go back and check any of that stuff out, or like I say, if you need anything at all, you just let me know. I'm
For
always here
sure.
for you, brother.
I
No matter
appreciate
what.
that. I
Yeah,
appreciate that, brother.
absolutely. Absolutely
I
amazing,
appreciate
man. So,
that.
all right, cool, man. Well, thank you
All
so
right,
much,
man.
Smokey. You
Yeah,
guys,
thank you. And
thanks,
thank you,
Smokey.
chat, man. Thanks everybody in the chat. I appreciate you guys for being here with us, man. And yeah, appreciate you guys. Much love.
Yeah, Labola wants that round table too. He's going to join us. So Labola will be
Okay.
there with us when we have it.
That's
Hopefully,
awesome.
Connoisseur too.
Can't wait, brother. Can't wait.
Yep.
Right, too. So I'm gonna
Amazing.
get off here, man. You
Yep.
guys have a good one.
Cool. Have a great night, brother. God bless
You as
you.
well, brother. God bless, man.
Amen. Nice, you guys. How was that? What'd I tell you guys? My buddy Smokey. What an absolute amazing guy, man. He is truly overcoming. And I'm telling you guys, if you knew Smokey before he was overcoming, you would see, man, that guy has come a long way with, overcoming anger and overcoming that spirit. It is absolutely deep. Because we are not our brother's keeper. We are our brother and we are our sister. We must look past complexion or belief and see community. Too many big words in there, connoisseur. You broke my brain. Ace, you out of here? All right, brother. Have a good night. Nice. Labola, dude, again, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for, the donations and for what you did for Smokey, man. God bless you, Labola, and all of you. I mean, I appreciate all of you. I know that you guys don't always give with money. Obviously, you give with spirit and with you know, knowledge, and I appreciate all those things too very much. So I don't want to minimize it, but the reason that we do this stuff is or the reason that we appreciate that what you guys do for us is because, man, this is what keeps us going here, you guys. And I don't like asking for stuff. I certainly don't come on here and want to beg you guys for money or anything like that. I don't want that to be like this. But I mean, if you guys are getting something from this and you feel like you want it to continue, I mean, this is no different than church, you guys. I'm not going to be the one to stand up here and beg you for anything or even ask for anything. God will provide everything for me. So know that. But if you guys want to help out, man, God bless you guys. That's all I can say. All right. I'm not asking for nothing. But I think it is, if the availability is there for you to help people, I think it's so deep. So it's absolutely beautiful. Uh, what's going on? It's done. No need to mention. Amazing, brother. It is done, Labola says. So yeah, Connoisseur, you should come on and do the roundtable with us though. Let's plan. We're gonna plan one for this week. You guys good with doing a roundtable? Labola, what's your schedule look like? You're the one who's working 24/7 right now. When's your schedule gonna come up that you're gonna have some time to do a roundtable? It's done, brother. Sojo, that's actually very interesting. Do you think that it's all people are brothers and sisters, or only those that are overcoming, that are born again, that are not in the fallen state? Yep, very interesting. Nice. Oh, I'm off tomorrow, Labola. I'm sorry, brother. Oh, you know what? I'll do it for you. As long as I don't have to go pick up my mom from the hospital or something like that. I don't know exactly what time that's all going to go on. I'll do it. I don't even care, man. Screw today off. I can tell you anyway, when I come in here talking with you guys, it's not like work like that anyway, so. Okay, and connoisseur, you can come on voice and not put your face on the video. You don't have to do video. You can just do voice if you want to, connoisseur. But I mean, it's up to you. Obviously, I just think that you're smart. You have a worldview that might be a little different than some people. So I think you have a lot to offer. And I think that although you do great in chat, I think that hearing your words, there's a lot more meaning behind it. And I think that we could get a lot more from it, connoisseur, if you and there's a lot more time. You with when you're talking, obviously you can get a lot more in than with chat. But yeah. Nice levels back on Central Time. Amazing. Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out, Labola. I will hit you up tomorrow, and then we'll see if you want to do it tomorrow, man. Like I said, I'll do it for you guys. I have no problem with that. I can take off Monday just as easily as Sunday. You know what I'm saying. The only time I won't be available, obviously. All right. I'm just saying I'm willing to do it because, hey, I'll do anything. Whatever God puts in front of me, man. I'm just gonna go through it. So you know that, Labola. But yeah, if you don't want to, if you want to wait, that's fine too. The only I would just say I wouldn't be doing anything between 1 and 3, Central Time. So that time is special. But other than that, man. But yeah, so if you don't though, what's your next time off? So we can schedule. That way I can start scheduling it and I'll start telling people to set up for it. Whatever's best for you. Even if it's tomorrow. Even if you said tomorrow I need to do it because I'm not gonna have any free time, just tell me, man. It is all good, brother. I'm never alone. I'm not going to just be in a meeting. I'm doing things at all times. This is just a side thing to me. All right, brother. Amazing. Well, again, connoisseur, I just appreciate you being here, brother. So I'm not trying to make you do anything. I just want you to know how I feel. And other than that, it is all up to you, my friend. And I have no expectation either way. So no matter what, no, I don't think you're trying to be rude, man. There's no, I wasn't taking that from it. If you thought I was not taking that at all from it. Tuesday roundtable every week. Okay, are you going to be available Tuesday? I'll set it up for Tuesday, man. Tuesday it is. And I like that anyway. Tuesday's a perfect day for me to do it. Um, it gives us that one day off of the weekend to kind of set everything up and get it ready. And I mean, it's perfect for me. I can tell you that. But yeah, let's plan on Tuesday then, you guys. What do you think? We will have I will put a post up about it, Labola, and then we will have that Tuesday evening. Do you need to start a little earlier, by any chance, on that round table, or are you good with the 9 o'clock start? It's been absolutely amazing tonight, you guys. Man, and for real, man. God bless Smokey for coming on here and, putting himself out like that. All right, well, no Monday and no Thursday, Connoisseur says. I can tell you guys, I mean, I know because I've gone through it like that. It is difficult to overcome that spirit of embarrassment when you're talking about stuff like this. I'll make it work. All right. Nice. Then we will make it work, brother. I will. I'll just hit you up Tuesday afternoon sometime in the Discord. And whenever you get a chance, you just get back to me and let me know when closer, then you'll be available, and then we'll get it popping. And if I get it started and you're not there or whatever, it's all good. I have no expectation of you either, brother. So if we have it all set up and you didn't show up, it'd be all good, man. I miss you, but it will be all good. Nice, you guys. All right. Well, that's it then, man. I'm going to get off here and go get some rest, you guys. Oof. I am exhausted. It has been a very long last few days, but so rewarding, man. So rewarding. And some really, really deep, beautiful conversation. 113 hours, Labola. You are an absolute savage, brother. Wow. You guys, let's see. That's almost 3 work weeks. 40, 80, 120. Dude, that is almost 3 work weeks in 1 week, man. All right, brother. Well, Ebola, dude, just don't overdo it, man. Remember, you must not overdo it with work, so that way you don't, you don't lose that spirit. But I'm sure that since you've overcome, man, you can pretty much take care of anything, brother. Connoisseur, my friend. I'm glad you came by, Connoisseur, dude. I've been thinking about you. I think I saw you a couple days ago, but it's been a minute, so I am very glad that you came by. I don't even know what happened in chat, you guys. I wasn't paying too much attention to chat, so if anything happened and I missed it, you'll have to forgive me. This was such a good evening, so with a great guy, man. Absolutely amazing guy, so all right, cool. All right, guys. Well, that's it then. We will see you guys back here Monday for fellowship and maybe something else. Who knows, man? We might do a little something before that, but for sure. And then we will have another Bible reading also sometime here very soon, and we'll be reading another chapter, another book, and another book from the Bible. We'll see which one. I haven't decided yet, but there's so much good stuff out there. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys for everything. Really appreciate everything from you guys, and we will see you guys Monday. Much love. Peace.